Hello, listening people.
Hello.
You are listening to Spit and Polish Presents Unappreciated Masterpieces. I am one of your hosts, Ryan Sliwinski.
And I'm the other, Bartek.
Hi, Bartek. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm very well. We're doing our show Unappreciated Masterpieces, and I'm feeling very good because I don't know what the movie is because I usually ask you to tell it to me in Polish because we're spitting Polish, likingly because we're spitting and we both happen to be Polish. But at the same time, I'm keen on the movie because I have watched it the night before. But I'm very keen on you eventually telling me. But we're doing a show, Unappreciated Masterpieces, a show in which we present to the audience a feature-length audio commentary track for movies that seemingly don't deserve an audio commentary track. But we say, hey.
What do you mean by seemingly?
Seemingly, because we differ from the mainstream people out there that are like, you don't need to talk about that movie like it's a piece of art. And we say, hey, calm down, Picasso. We're going to talk about this movie like it's a piece of art, because it is.
Yeah, Picasso. He doesn't know anything about art.
Picasso, what an asshole. So,
Arthole.
Arthole. So, Bartek.
Yes.
We're covering some movie today, but I need you to tell me what it is. You're going to say it in Polish, and then I'm going to be like, I don't speak Polish, and then you're going to act surprised, and, you know, it's the formula that we go by.
No, I'm not, because you explained it to me.
But you're going to still do it anyway, because destiny dictates.
Right, sure, we'll see if I can
so,
fight
Bartek,
fate. Yeah?
what movie are we watching?
Ryan, we are watching the 2017 classic Dzieciak Żądzi.
Are we watching some kind of samurai movie? It sounds like a samurai movie.
Dzieciak Żądzi?
Yeah, Żądzi.
Yes.
Żądzi, yeah. So, are we watching...
Sounds kind of French, not really Japanese.
Well, what are we watching? What does that translate into? I need a direct translation.
It translates into...
Oh, by the way, I don't speak Polish.
What? Oh, shit, you said Destiny was...
Destiny.
You're right.
So, what's the movie?
It translates into the kid rules, as in the kid governs.
Ah, so we are watching the presidency of Donald Trump. Ah, excellent.
Ah, you've read the YouTube comments. No. The title in English is actually The Boss Baby.
The Boss Baby.
The Boss Baby.
The Academy Award nominated The Boss Baby.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound unappreciated to me, Bartek.
Yeah, why did we do it, Ryan?
Well, I guess we'll have to get into it after we introduce our guest and then get into the episode, because we're going to have to dissect the reason why we've chosen this movie. But Bartek, for The Boss Baby, we needed a baby who happened to be the boss to join us as the guest.
The boss governs? The kid governs?
Yeah, we needed a kid governor. That sounds like a great British crime movie with Michael Caine in it. The kid governor. Like, that would be a great crime movie with, like, old-age Michael Caine, and he's teamed up with his grandson, the kid governor. That would be... Because it's the kid, and Michael Caine is the governor. The kid governor. That's like the... Okay, go on, Bartek. Who's our guest? Because I could keep talking about this Michael Caine movie for the whole duration of the podcast.
Yes. Our guest this week is Sam Petersen from the podcast Confessions of the Idiots.
Thank you so much for having me, boys. Thank you for having me on the Boss Baby episode.
Are you feeling very baby?
I'm feeling very baby. Thank you for asking. I didn't think you'd ask. I'm feeling very baby.
Baby is my favourite adjective.
Yeah, absolutely.
You've got... The doctor comes over, and he's like, you got a serious case of the baby.
What, you mean pregnancy?
I thought it was my nickname, the Boss Baby.
You are the boss,
Thank
baby.
you so much.
Thanks, Sam, for being the boss and the baby.
Both.
But for those people at home listening, which is, I imagine anyone who's listening is listening to this because it's a podcast. I mean, unless you're God and you're watching us from above, or you're the boss babies.
Yeah, God is one of your best listeners.
He's
He's everybody's podcast.
No, that's a very good
true.
spiritual thing to say.
He listens to every podcast.
He's irregular. So, you guys at home have to have a copy of The Boss Baby. Luckily, in Australia at least, there is a copy of it on the Netflix baby boss. /au.
Whatever it is.
I don't know if it's on the other services.
Just Google it. I'm not here to tell you how to find Netflix.
I'm not here to tell you how to govern The Boss Baby viewing experiences.
Just remember that it's got an X at the end, not CKS.
Yes. Yep. So you have to have a copy, because I have a copy, so you should have a copy. I'm going to do a countdown from 3. I'm going to go down and say play. You're going to press play at the same time. Hopefully we'll be lined up as we speak about the majesty that is The Boss Baby. So get ready, because I'm going to start this in 3, 2, 1, play.
That feels good.
Bartek, Sam, what is our history with The Boss Baby?
What is the history?
Yeah, like, what's our
history,
history?
I don't
No,
have
what's
any-
the
What?
history?
I thought we were going to talk about our history. We met once before. It was a beautiful moment. Became friends on Facebook.
Yeah,
You
we
called
had
me
a-
the boss baby.
Sorry, I still have to add you, but yeah.
A bit rude, to be honest. I was going to bring that up. I was going to wait. I was going to wait till halfway through when there's a lull.
Sam Petersen keeps calling me baby boy. You
Hey,
know?
baby
You know,
boy.
I actually, because you went out to get him, and
Yeah.
I saw he messaged you like, "Hey, baby," or something.
I always
But he
do
writes,
that.
he writes it BBY.
BBY, hey,
That's
baby. You're right, baby.
You're very internet leaked.
No
Oh my god,
A's.
Gen Y. So internet.
so
I'm
what
so
is-
internet.
So what is our history with this 2017 Oscar-nominated movie for Best Animated Feature, The Boss Baby? Come on.
Well, I remember I saw when it was first announced, online, they had the poster and everything, and the unfortunately, my initial reaction was wondering, is this meant to be like a joke or something?
Is it meant to be a joke? That's a great thing to think about. Something announced. Is this meant to be a joke?
Sometimes you have
Imagine
to
some-
ask that question, Sam, especially ask people who make the funnies. We have to scratch our head and go, that Michael Fassbender movie, The Snowman, where they didn't film 25% of it and yet still released it. Is that meant to be a joke?
Is this meant to be a joke?
The movie's...
Well, you mean more talking about the poster. Is this meant to be a joke?
Oh, the poster.
Is the whole thing meant
there,
to be
there
a
are
joke?
so many great movie posters that you scratch your head at and go, is this meant to be a joke?
There are some terrible movie posters. What's one that you've seen that you've been like, I don't actually know if this is a proper film?
Oh, well, that's a good...
Most of them.
Other than The Boss Baby?
I already said that, so yeah.
Well, oddly enough, I went to the movies the other day. There is a movie there. I can't remember the title, but the poster is of a nun from behind. Like, you see her from behind. You don't see her face. You just see her habit. And,
That's all you need to see.
and
You know
she's-
who it is.
She's walking through a field of something, and then the writing is in funky green writing, and she
Funky
realizes
green, yeah.
she's walking in a field of pots of marijuana, and she's smoking marijuana because you see some smoke kind of emanating off of her, and it's a movie about a nun apparently that grows pot,
I could see it coming.
and
I could see that coming.
and it's a documentary.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I was wondering, like, is
documentary.
it a comedy? Is it Oscar bait?
Yeah, is this meant to be a funny?
Is it a Boss Baby
Is it a boss
animated
baby?
movie?
Yeah.
Didn't see the front of her face. Could be a DreamWorks animated face.
Is it The Boss Baby?
So, you guys didn't see The Boss Baby when it came out?
No.
No, are you trying to say something, Ryan, that you have?
No, I had not seen it until having to do it for this podcast. But I was so keen because
What
I
was-
also saw the poster.
Okay, yep.
In Melbourne at Flinders Street. I'm waiting for the tram, and I look up, and they have
What
like
better
that
time
giant.
to look at a poster?
They have that giant TV screen that's
Right.
like goes around a corner of a building, and it
Fed
had
Square?
yeah near Fed Square, yeah, and it's just like The Boss Baby, and then it showed bits of it. And sometimes they actually play sound, and it
Right.
had Alec Baldwin talking out of this baby's voice. I'm like, what is this?
You're intrigued straight away.
I thought like you, is this a joke? But also I thought, oh, is this going to be like Sausage Party, where it's one of those movies that's supposed to look like a kid's movie, but it's actually
Yeah.
for adults? Because Alec Baldwin does not scream to me kids entertainment.
Yeah. Have you done Sausage Party on this?
No, I haven't watched Sausage Party.
I have. It's a terrible film.
But did it have babies flexing buttocks open the opening credits of
No,
the
and I
movie?
won't watch a film unless it does. This film was perfect for me.
I knew it. I knew
I
it.
knew I'd love Boss Baby.
I
That's
saw,
what
I
this
saw when we
movie-
met Sam Petersen, when we did another person's podcast, which will hopefully be coming out sometime soon.
In the
I
next few
looked
years.
I looked at him in the eyes and thought, "Boss Baby."
Boss Baby. It's spelled BBY.
BBY.
That's a BBY.
I also
And is Boss like BSS?
Oh, of course. No, it's got dollar signs. Dollar sign Bibby. That's a rich Bibby.
and the middle name is Duh.
Yeah, dub Boss Baby. A Boster Baby.
Boster Baby.
Boster Baby. I love Boster Baby as a nickname. Hey, Boster Baby. What's up? It's kind of like sounds Boston Baby.
Yeah.
Hey, Boston Baby.
Is it Alec Baldwin from Boston? I don't know where he's from.
Yeah, probably.
It's from the
Maybe.
country that Boston's in, I guess.
Yeah, he is. He absolutely is. Great fact check.
I would
have to check that out
I
later.
love it's a twist that he's actually from Russia or something,
Yeah.
like Mila Kunis.
Yeah.
He's done a Baldwin's done a Mila Kunis again. He's
Milena
always doing a
Kunis.
Mila Kunis.
So if she's Milena Kunis, what would he be like?
I'm a Lina.
He's Alex, but with a
Aleka.
K.
Alexis.
I don't need to change a single
Yeah,
thing.
in Polish it would be Olek.
Of course, but he's a rebel from Russia. Those
Rebel.
those rebellious Russians.
I've heard of them.
So I had no idea what the real plot was. I also was
neither.
shocked to discover a couple of weeks ago when I've been talking this movie up for the last couple of weeks. Like, we're gonna do Boss Baby.
talking about it for a
The
while.
news everyone's wanted to hear. Finally.
Finally, because we don't do that many animated movies. We've only done one other, and that was Chicken Little, right? That's the
Is
only
this
one we've done.
animated? I had no idea. It was a flex buttocks.
It's motion capture.
Oh, of course.
Alec Baldwin had a very convincing head.
It's Andy Serkis doing the baby, and Alec Baldwin doing
He
the
can
voice.
do anything, that guy.
in terms of
Give him his Oscar.
in terms of fully animated films, I think Chicken Little's all we've done.
Chicken Little's all
Right.
we've
There've
done.
been partial animated films, but Chicken Little's the main one.
We have yet to do another partial animated movie that I hope will be on the list. Osmosis Jones.
When's
Remember-
that happening?
Hopefully one day.
Hopefully
we
one day. You can commit right now if you want.
thought you were
You
gonna
have the ability to do
Okay,
it.
guys,
Thought you were
turn
talking
off
about
the
Shark
Boss Baby. We're gonna do
Start
Well,
again.
The Boss Baby, the Shark Tale is fully animated though. It's not partially animated.
Oh, is Osmosis partially?
Yeah, because it's live
It's
action
like the inside
sequences.
is animated, outside is
Yeah. Bill,
Okay.
Bill Murray's the outside.
Okay, I didn't know that. I mean, I knew Bill Murray was in it. I didn't know that.
Bill Murray's the human with the disease inside of him that Osmosis Jones must fix, and his best friend is Chris Elliott from the movie that we know, Snow Day, as Snowplow Man. But enough about that. My history with this movie is I'd seen the advertisements, but then, of course, I think a lot of us have this. It got a critical backlash once it got nominated for an Oscar. Like the
Right.
Boss Baby became this meme and joke that it got nominated for an Oscar, while other movies like Lego Batman did not get nominated. And I saw Lego Batman in the cinema, so I can tell you, it did not deserve an Oscar nomination.
Absolutely did not.
In comparison to this scene here.
Or at least you didn't think it did at the time.
Well, I mean, look at this.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Look how cool he
Did
is.
Lego Batman have this? No, of course not.
Didn't it have flex buttocks or this?
It did not have a scene in which they pixelate the baby's genitals because they realized that they could not shoot around it.
this isn't Sausage Party, so yeah.
It's not Sausage Party, absolutely not.
No, but this movie I saw and I went, that's a weird movie. And then I forgot about it. But then it got Oscar nominated and everyone was like, what the fuck? This got Oscar nominated? How on earth did this get Oscar nominated? And that's why we're covering it, because one, it didn't win.
Yeah.
And two...
Coco won, I believe.
Of course it did, because Pixar, right? And two, everyone reacted so negatively towards its existence that we should cover it. This is a rare example of a movie that's Oscar nominated, Oscar praised, critically praised by critics, but the audience out there is like, no way, I don't want to see no Alec Baldwin baby.
An Alec Baldwin baby. No one does.
No
I
one
hadn't
wants to
heard
see
of
a
it
little
before you
Baldwin.
brought it up, though.
Really?
Before you
Wow.
called me Boss Bibby. I hadn't heard of it before.
You're lucky.
I'm very lucky not to have
Because then
heard
you
of
got
it.
to walk in blind.
But why?
No stigma.
So, what did you... Okay, whoa, hold on. You didn't tell me. Did you know that... Did you see any trailers or see any kind of... Other than just a poster, Bartek? Like, did you see anything to indicate that Alec Baldwin was the voice of a baby?
I think I saw ads when I went to the cinema, and like
Okay.
they showed, I think the sequence where he first, not the sequence, but a part of where he first speaks and throws money at his brother.
Okay.
And also when the film had come out, it was 2 years ago, almost exactly, and I was on a high school placement at the time, and it was like just after the term 1 holiday, so term 2 started. And a teacher started off a year 7 class by asking, like, oh, what did you guys do over the holidays? Did you guys see any movies? And a lot of them did say that they saw Boss Baby.
They were fucking high school kids seeing The Boss Baby. I guess it really
Losers.
resonates.
Well, 12-year-olds going on
Nerds.
13, but yeah.
I guess real nerds.
Real nerds.
You know, when I was a small child going to high school,
When you were
I
a Boss
also
Baby.
saw The Boss Baby. And yet, it yet had not been made. I was just reading the
Yeah.
book. I was shocked to find out that this was a book.
Is it?
Yeah, it's
It's
based
a
on a
kid's
story.
book.
Really?
Oh, yes.
You couldn't tell from the story.
Well, kids' books are pretty crazy.
That's true.
And
That's
also
true.
you said that
There's this one book out there that I can't remember where the literal plot is...
Only
this-
one book that you can't remember.
No, I can't remember what it was called. There's this book I remember very vividly as a kid reading where it was this old man, like a grandfather, giving his granddaughter the tour of his mansion, and he has all these crazy things like giraffes and hippos and all these crazy things.
Living in the mansion.
And the granddaughter is like, something's off here. Something strange is going on. And it's like, is it this weird thing? No. Is it this? And then at the end, you find out it's that he had odd socks on the entire time.
Oh,
She's
that's
like,
hilarious. See?
There's some kid out there that's now an adult listening to this going, I know that book,
Yeah,
Ryan.
and you've spoiled the ending.
It's my memoir.
Spoiler alert, you should have said that right at the start. You have to put a disclaimer at the start
Next,
of
you'll
this.
tell us that Rosebud was the sled.
Yeah. Next, I'll tell you it was everyone that did it on the Orient Express. So apparently that's a twist that I shouldn't reveal to people. Like when Bartek saw the murder on the Orient Express, I had said weeks before, what's the point of making that movie when everyone knows the twist is everyone did it? And then Bartek's like, well, I won't say anything.
I guess it's ruined
then
for me now.
Then later he's like, I didn't know that. It's like that mystery is like 75 years old.
Yeah. I love it when someone like ruins the end of The Sixth Sense.
Oh,
And it's
yeah.
like,
The twist
it's cool
is,
now. If you haven't seen it, you're not going to see it.
The twist is, in The Sixth Sense, that M. Night Shyamalan didn't have talent all along. It was just a fluke.
He just didn't do a good job.
It was just a fluke.
I thought it was that all the sleds did it.
Yeah,
all the sleds
With
did
odd
it.
socks.
Yeah. So, okay, let's dig deep into the boss baby. Sam, you knew nothing about it.
No.
That shocks me to my core because you seem
I
like
wish it
the
was
kind
still
of
the
guy.
way.
You seem like the kind of guy that's pretty in touch with the boss baby.
Oh my
community.
god, absolutely! We do call me Boss to Baby. Yeah, I look. I was watching. I glazed over. I was, I wasn't very impressed. I was like, okay, this will be interesting. I was watching it while I was doing something else, just pottering
Yeah.
around. I think that's the only way to watch The Boss Baby. Maybe that's how it got nominated for an Oscar. Everyone was busy that day and went, did you watch it? No, let's just nominate it.
Yeah.
Interesting
can't
cinema experience. Everyone's just doing stuff.
Everyone's doing stuff, walking around, making popcorn for everyone. Oh, so
The
I don't-
staff are cleaning the cinema
Yeah.
while you watch it.
So yeah, it's not worth it. Well, I didn't know why it was nominated for an Oscar, so I don't understand.
It was nominated because they liked it.
That's
Well,
fair
they
enough.
it recognizes,
Is that the only way?
Recognizes animated feature achievements, I guess.
Right.
I
yeah.
mean, you
so it was
know-
under animated category. It wasn't best film.
No,
Best animated film.
Best
yeah.
animated feature film. Now,
Yeah.
if it was nominated for best feature film, that would be impressive. Because what was just best picture? Well, I can't remember what the last animated movie was that was nominated for that. I remember the first was Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
That broke that ground.
Absolutely.
And then they were like, after Shrek, or was Shrek the first where they're like, we just got to create an animated section.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
Shrek,
right.
Jimmy Neutron, and something else were in the first
And by the
one.
way, this is by the same company that brought you Shrek.
yeah,
DreamWorks
yeah.
Animation, everyone's favorite animation company.
Not mine.
Are you sure? They made
Okay, you've convinced me. Yes. It doesn't take much with me. I have no opinions. I go, okay. You go after. Can you like the film? I loved it. 10 stars. 10 out of 5
Let me
stars.
mention to you, the Boss Baby DreamWorks, they also did your favorite movie, Over the Hedge.
Oh, Over the Hedge. What a great movie.
Shark Tale.
Oh,
the one where,
even better.
The one where Will Smith is a fish.
That's funny. That's a funny
and
film.
Angelina Jolie is a fish.
And you're
they
saying
give
these
her
are
big
all
lips.
animations.
These are all animations.
You guys are blowing my mind.
No, you're going to be blown away when the DreamWorks were responsible for the meme classic, The Bee Movie.
Oh my god.
You
Another
remember-
animation.
You know that one.
I
with
think I'm getting
Jerry
this.
Seinfeld.
Getting the hang of this.
You know the movie.
When they're animals, it's an animation.
Not always. This one has babies.
Yeah. Hold on, I've seen Lassie. They're not all animations.
Yeah, that's
There's
true.
I used to do a podcast where I would have
Babies on. And
no,
you interview
yeah,
them.
get babies to
And
talk.
you bossed the babies
I
around.
bossed up, baby, if you will. But I would get someone to review a film each week, but I'd pick like a really old, like I'd be like The Lion King,
Okay.
or
yeah.
like that, and they would always have never seen the film.
Oh, of
I go,
course.
do I watch the film first? No, just explain it.
Oh, okay.
There's nothing better than explaining a film when you haven't seen it.
So here we are with Da Boss Baby.
To Boss Baby, here
That was
we
the
are.
sequence I saw in the cinema.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Where he like did the tie-up, talked about the tuna, and like threw the money.
Now, this movie has a lot of elements going on.
Uh-huh.
It's very nuanced, and of course, Sam, having not seen it, how did you feel once the voice of Alec Baldwin came out of this small blonde baby?
Not knowing much about it, I was shocked. You know the show Archer,
Yes, I
where
am.
you know,
I am.
and whoever the guy is who voices that.
Yeah.
That was a shock, hearing that voice come out of that guy. You're like, oh, that's a weird choice, right?
Yeah,
but it
and the-
works.
and
It
the-
works
and
so
the same, and the fact that that's the same voice as the guy
Bob's
who does
Burgers.
Bob's Burgers and Dr. Katz.
well. Yeah, yeah.
He's the son of Dr. Katz.
But now, see, now watching this without sound, You would never expect, if you turn the sound up right now and someone hadn't seen this, you would never expect Alec Baldwin to be the voice of that
Who
baby.
would you expect to be the voice of this baby?
Steve Buscemi.
Well, he is a
Buscemi.
baby in this movie, so it's
Tobey Maguire, who's also...
He's the adult version of a main character. And
Yeah.
he would also make sense as the baby.
I don't know who
I would, you know who I'd love? Out of nowhere? Idris Elba. Just cast Idris Elba. And he's just like, hello, I'm the boss, man.
Yeah.
He's got that, like he's a British drawl in there.
Yeah,
like,
I would love, the person that I would actually love is Gilbert Gottfried.
hey, it's me!
That would be amazing. I don't think he gets enough voice acting work.
It's a close tie with Danny DeVito as the boss baby.
Yeah,
of course.
that would be amazing as well. Who
I-
are you thinking there? Like, what was who would be
Yeah,
your...
Bartek.
And we'll just
Tracy Morgan.
Tracy Morgan. Of
Hey,
course.
it's me, the boss baby.
or Bruce Willis. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Either cop-out character.
Sandra Sully. There we go.
No,
Throw
no.
a curveball in there. Sandra Sully.
I would really love it if you had this white baby with like a really thick Mexican accent, so it's Antonio Banderas or someone.
I was
who's
actually
like, "Hello,
thinking
it's me."
Antonio.
I was thinking actually Tommy Chong.
Tommy Chong. Very good.
And the older brother is played by Cheech
Cheech
Marin.
Always. They always come as a pair.
And the white mum's played by Whoopi Goldberg.
Oh, how good would that be?
That would be the best.
What's the guy's name in The Hangover?
Zach Galifianakis?
No, Kim Jeong?
Yeah.
Ken Jeong.
Ken Jeong. He would be fantastic.
Yeah, he would
in
play
the role
like
as the
that
baby.
gangster
He'd
style
play a
that he
gangster
does.
baby. Because how much do you think you can bring? How much do you think Alec brought to this role?
Well, I think,
think
he
just his
brought
voice.
110%.
You think he did?
I think he
really
did.
pulled
I think
through.
he wore nappies
Yeah.
while doing this.
Uh-huh.
I feel like
Flexed his buttocks.
he really had to zone in to his
Uh-huh.
Glenn Ross character that he
Uh-huh.
played like
Okay.
20 years before
Yeah.
to play this, because this movie has weird references to Glenn Ross, a stage production and
Every film
movie
should.
that only adults like. Oh, look, Teletubbies like
That
imagery.
freaked me out. That
Oh,
that bit freaked me
Don't
out.
worry, there's a lot of nightmare imagery in this movie.
Yeah. I couldn't sleep for a week after I watched
So
this.
you were surprised to hear the voice
I
of
was.
Alec Baldwin
Yeah.
spawn out of this this little blonde baby.
Little blonde baby.
Because Alec Baldwin's not even blonde.
And he's not a baby. I'm going to break that news right now. He's not a baby.
He is
Can
man.
But
do
that's
it.
what makes this movie so great.
It
Because
is.
they say, hey, let's not cast an actual baby to
Yeah.
do the boss baby. Because
Oh.
that would sound stupid.
Absolutely.
And they and that's what DreamWorks is all about, not being
100%.
stupid. That's
Casting
what I
people are
like
so
about
clever.
them.
It's also breaking the mold of what people would usually do, which is for young characters
To be
they
played by women.
would... Exactly.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
hey, it's me, Nancy Cartwright.
Oh,
I'm a
that was-
Scientologist.
That's a spot-on impression. And I thought she was here right then. I was like, how'd you get Nancy on?
Don't have a cow.
Yeah, don't have a cow.
Don't have a cow, man. Join Scientology. Leave me.
That's all she says. It's a catchphrase. It's long, but it's good.
It's a good catchphrase.
It's a great
Me-
catchphrase.
I love that Nancy's
Wait,
satirizing Scientology.
Wait, hold
Yeah,
on, hold
always.
on. You know who'd be another great choice? So, in terms of the vein of if they couldn't get Alec Baldwin, but they wanted someone, because the reason I think they got Alec Baldwin was not the baby aspect, but the boss aspect.
The
Here's
boss.
the
He is
here's
a
the
boss.
voice of a boss.
Yeah.
Doesn't he sound like your boss?
Absolutely. He's not a boss
Exact-
to baby. I'm my own boss, so yes, he does sound exactly
I reckon
like me.
they could have cast, if they couldn't get Alec, John Travolta. And he would just play his
Oh.
character from Get Shorty and just,
Yeah.
and just do that. And he'd be like, yo, it's me.
Yo, it's me.
I was in Greece.
That would probably alter the animation for his dancing.
Remember me in the film Carrie? With Sissy Spacek?
That's how he introduces himself. Do you remember me in
it's-
the film Carrie?
Yo, it's me, other famous Scientologist, John Travolta. I ride planes.
But how do you think you do prepare for a role like this?
Well, I think one.
Have you read any interviews with Alec talking about this?
I have not read
No.
any, but I imagine. Sorry, nightmare fuel happening.
God.
I imagine that Alec first got given the script and he
Yeah.
read it and was like, okay, how am I gonna play Timmy? And he's like, wait a moment, I'm the baby.
Yeah, you think he was confused?
I reckon he thought he was gonna be Timmy.
Yeah.
And then he's like, okay, gonna play the baby. Okay, this is where my career's at.
Yeah. The
After
sad.
after 30 Rock.
Oh yeah, it's all downhill.
It's all downhill again. But at least my good friend Steve Buscemi's in it.
And Jimmy Kimmel comes and is like, I'm your dad.
Now, I gotta mention that Jimmy Kimmel's in this movie, because a
weird
bit of
choice.
backstory is every time Jimmy Kimmel has been mentioned in the company of Bartek just goes, ugh, Like, you do not
Oh,
like
you
Jimmy
don't like Kimmel
Kimmel.
at
You have
all.
mentioned that you do not like him.
And
I thought
You're
that
open about it.
And you have specifically said, oh, I don't mind him as a host, but when he does the acting, that's really bad. So I
Oh.
saw his name in the credits. I'm like, Bart is going to fucking love
when he's
this.
when he's doing acting on his show, I'm kind of a bit cringy about it. Voice acting.
What's the feud? When did it start? What was the first time you realised you hated Jimmy Kimmel?
When did you realize you were Matt Damon?
Oh, God, great question.
I really don't hate him that much. I've just never thought
I think
that.
you do.
When
You're
it was-
getting so mad. You're actually clenching your fists right now. They've gone white.
Oh no, he's becoming the Hulk Bartek.
my stress ball's really small.
Yeah.
I think Bartek is jealous about how hairy Jimmy Kimmel
Yeah,
is
Bartek,
in comparison
are you?
to his hair.
Yeah.
Because Jimmy Kimmel's a hairy man.
Is he?
Very hairy.
Oh yeah, he's a hairy man. His name's Kimmel.
Have you not
That
typed
is-
into Google searches topless Jimmy Kimmel? That's a bit weird.
Have you never looked at the fact that he is just not wearing suits, but it's just his hair
Yeah,
molded?
He's
into
80%
suits?
hair.
He
Okay,
is,
well, when you put it that way.
and the other 20% is that relationship he had with Sarah Silverman. That's the other
all he's
20%.
got.
That's all he's got. But he was good in this. I was
I
surprised.
thought he was great.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. I thought you were going to
He
go
was-
the other way with
he was-
that. I hated him. He was shit.
No, and he was the dad.
Yeah.
If Jimmy Kimmel could be anyone's dad, it would be the Boss Baby's dad.
It's weird. It's weird power play, though, like with Alec Baldwin as the
As the baby.
and then Jimmy Kimmel
As the
younger as the dad.
As the daddy.
Well, he can play anything, though. Alec Baldwin can play anything.
He
This
could
really...
play. He could play a baby.
Yeah, he could play a baby for sure. That's it. Yeah, he could play a baby.
You know those movies like Baby Geniuses back in the 90s where they thought, hey, we have the technology to make babies' mouths
Yeah.
move and
Yeah.
dub over them.
And it will be great.
This is the like the animated equivalent of that. Like,
It is.
like-
Yeah, it absolutely is.
but in a good way because
Oh, in a great way.
in a great way because
My
those
favourite
movies, yeah, sure, they might have got big names like Christopher Lloyd back for Baby Geniuses,
Yeah.
but he wasn't the voice of a baby. He was
wasn't.
a villain.
Yeah.
But in this movie, they said the villain should be a baby,
Yeah,
played by
yeah.
Alec Baldwin, until we decide that he's no longer the villain, and in fact, an alliance is made between
Yeah.
our two main characters. Now, here, Bartek is in a brilliant scene that most
I
trailers...
thought you said I'm in a brilliant
Bartek,
scene.
Yeah. I don't know
Bartek,
if you remember this bit, but you were
you're
in
in a
it.
brilliant scene
I was
right
the
now.
plant.
This scene here was a lot of the trailers that I saw.
Oh, really?
Because it has the famous "cookies are for closers" line, which is also the tagline of the movie on posters. It was like "cookies are for closers," 'cause
Right.
that is pretty
a
much
reference,
a
right?
reference to his character in Glenn Ross, where Jack Lemmon wants to get coffee. He's like, "No, coffee are for closers," because they're all salespeople.
Right. So you can only have a coffee as a reward at the end.
Glenn Ross is a weird movie to reference because they also wanted to have as Steve Buscemi's character. They wanted Kevin Spacey to be in it, and Kevin Spacey's also in Glenn Ross. And it's like, did they just want to make Glenn Baby? Like, I don't know what the pitch here was.
Yeah. Was the person inspired by it, do you think?
Yeah,
Made Boss Baby?
It's weird because in Glenn Ross, Alec Baldwin's literally in one scene, but it's like the
Right.
most memorable scene of the movie because he's a character that comes from outside of the movie, just outside of their little world, and comes in and tells them to get their fucking shit in order. Like, he literally is like an enforcer kind of guy who works for the company, the sales company, and he walks in and he's like, gives them like this 10-minute speech, and it's the best speech ever. And it's like Alec Baldwin, young, 80s, slicked black hair, thin.
Oh, looking good.
He literally opens
Piercing
up.
eyes.
He has a giant suitcase that only has one item in it, which is he goes, "You need balls like these," and he grabs out these brass balls and puts them next to his balls. It's like, "See, I've got brass balls. This is what you need," and it's like everyone's inspired, including me, and including. The people who made the Boss Baby, because when
Oh,
they saw that,
God.
they were like, "You know what? We need to have this guy as a baby." one day."
Yeah. One day, when I grow up and I'm a filmmaker.
The filmmaker,
the finish line.
the director is the voice of the clock.
Really?
Oh, yeah, the wizard?
Yeah. Now here's the thing, Sam. I know that you're an observant film watcher. Did you realize that a lot of this didn't actually happen?
I did. I absolutely did. It was all a dream the whole time. My favourite thing to happen in a
It
film.
was a lot of misremembering and imagination involved.
Yeah.
Did you pick up the subtle vibes?
I did.
Of that? Like,
So subtle.
it's like Inception, where you can't tell what's real, what isn't real.
I haven't drawn parallels between Inception and Put the Boss Baby
it's
before,
all
but yes.
dreams and dreams. It's like
You can't tell what's real and what's
it's
not.
like the Matrix.
It's
know?
like The Matrix.
They have a scene that references the Matrix where they suck on a dummy and it's very homoerotic. We'll get into that. Did you pick up on those subtle
I did pick up on that. Yeah. I don't know. Like, to be honest, I didn't really know what was going on a lot of the time.
Now,
I thought there was so
told
much going
you-
on.
Now, if I told you that M. Night Shyamalan actually wrote Stuart Little, would you believe me?
I wouldn't believe you.
True, it's a fact. He wrote Stuart Little.
Really?
Yeah. That's nothing to do
Stuart
with...
Little,
Yeah, he wrote it.
the Mouse movie, when he's obsessed with boats.
Yeah.
That one.
The one
Okay.
the one where Nathan Lane is a cat. I had to
that
bring,
one,
I had
that
to bring
same
that up.
one.
I had to bring that up because I feel like
And
M.
Hugh
Night...
Laurie was in it, yeah?
Yeah, and he
Yeah.
played an American.
That was
what's
my first
the-
experience to him, so I was surprised that he was British.
Yeah. See, he's such a
really?
good actor.
I grew up with him just being very British and stuff like Jeeves and Wooster and Blackadder, so
Right.
he's always very, very British to me. So it's always this shock when lots of people are like, I didn't know he was actually British in real life. Like, I watched
Yeah.
saw a video on YouTube the other day, it's like 10 actors that you didn't know weren't American, and one of the pictures of the thumbnail was Hugh Laurie. And I'm
Wow.
like, wow, really?
With me, I later discovered Hugh Laurie, and then I retrospectively realized, oh, he was in Stuart Little. Wait, wasn't he American in that?
Yeah.
Yeah, hold on.
Wait, is he an actor?
He must be a really good actor if he can do that.
So what I was gonna say was, I feel like this movie, the twist would be like it's written by someone like M. Night Shyamalan, like because this movie has lots of twists, lots
I'm
of
still
turns.
shocked he wrote Stuart Little.
I mean,
I haven't looked that up. God.
it's a fact.
Was that his first big break?
No, he already did Sixth Sense.
Oh my God. And then Stuart Little after that.
I think Unbreakable, then Stuart Little.
Oh my God. How would you go from like...
I think he did it in between Unbreakable and Signs.
What a weird mix that guy's had.
M. Night Shyamalan has a problem with water in his movies a lot. Like in
Yeah.
Unbreakable, the main character's weakness is water. Then in Signs, it's water. And then in Glass, it's water. Everything's around water. I don't know.
Do you think he's scared of it?
I think he might have drowned once.
Right.
And Lady
Did
in
he
the...
make the Truman Show as well?
The film Lady in the Water
Right.
exists. The one that ruined his career.
He didn't make Shape of Water.
No. Maybe he wrote it.
He probably wrote
Water.
it.
No. That movie loves water, so that's
Yeah.
why he didn't write it. He's like, no,
Yeah.
water bad.
He's like to water that you are to Jimmy Kimmel.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
He doesn't mind when it's voice acting.
He doesn't mind when it's voice acting, but otherwise, he's not impressed.
Yeah, but he's all like,
when it's hosting or voice acting.
Yeah.
So, Bartek, did you pick up on the subtle nuances that this film, any of its events, didn't take place?
I was still waiting for the gorillas from the beginning to come back, and they never did.
I know it's a twist.
Were you waiting the whole film for that?
He's twisted. He's turned.
Yeah.
I felt
Now that you mention it, when the parents were
know.
watching the car moving very slowly in the backyard, I thought that was just a mistake from an earlier draft.
was that a sign? Do you think? Not the film Signs by M. Night, but like, do you think that was like foreshadowing that the film didn't actually exist?
Yeah. He just keeps saying, I hate water.
The film, see, this is what I like about films. Sometimes there's that shorthand of the film acknowledging that it's a film, but without being like jokey, in your face, wink, wink, we're making a film, this isn't real. Like, you know what I mean by that? Like when you watch some films, they do those things within them, like the stylistic choices of this movie that kind of just go, this isn't real, it's a film.
Yeah.
But isn't literally a character turning to the camera and being like, yeah, we'll be okay, like Wayne's World or something.
Yeah.
Where
Do you hate that in a film when they're
it
referenced
depends.
to that? Wow.
It depends.
I
Like
think
I like
generally no, but yeah,
I like
has
it
to be
in
done
Wayne's World.
Yeah.
Good, but like not. Sometimes I like it. Sometimes I don't. Depends how arrogant they are about it.
Right.
Or if they think that they're really good and they're doing it, it's like, oh, now
Yeah,
we're
we're
even
so
better.
funny. There was a bit that annoyed me. I don't know what movie it was in. I think it's Mila Kunis and
I thought you were gonna say My Little
Strings-
Pony.
My Little Pony, one of my favorite films. No, No Strings Attached, or the other one where it's there was like two films that came out at the same time.
Yeah, No Strings Attached is
and Friends with Benefits. Maybe it was called
Friends with Benefits
Yeah.
with Mila Kunis. No Strings Attached is Natalie Portman.
Yeah, and there's a part in it where they're watching a film, and there's
Films.
a soundtrack. They're watching a romantic comedy, and they're talking about how annoying it is in romantic comedies. How
Oh, you must really be looking forward to that Rebel Wilson movie, Isn't It Romantic?
yeah, can't wait.
That's literally
On
a
the edge of my
feature-length
seat.
movie about that idea.
I'm literally on the edge of my seat right now.
Is it trying to be like a satire on romantic comedies?
Yeah,
Okay.
But except for it's only in one scene.
it won't be
Oh,
good. Yeah. But it was
Isn't
oh,
it
the-
romantic? The whole movie.
Rebel
You're
Wilson
talking about
one.
like in Friends with Benefits. It's like one scene where they reference, oh yeah, cliches. And romantic
cliches,
movies.
and I was so annoyed about it because the whole film is a cliche.
Of course. Did you know? I've mentioned this on the show before, Bartek, and you'll get flashbacks. In my high school, we had like exchange students from New Caledonia.
Right.
So spoke French and stuff, and it was around the time that movie came out, and they're like, "Oh, that movie came out for us earlier on, and in our language, it's not called Friends with Benefits; it's called The Sex Friends."
The Sex Friends. Really? The
Yeah.
Sex Friends.
That's what it translated into for them. The Sex Friends.
What do you think it is in Polish? Have you?
I don't know.
What was the film called again?
Friends with Benefits.
Oh man, I don't know. I want to look it up though.
You always wanna
the
look it
Polish
up.
one will be like friends who rule over one another's
yeah. It's all about ruling.
Now, another subtle nuance here. Now, again, this got nominated for Best Animated Movie. The animation's impeccable because for some reason that I can't determine why, every scene, basically, the baby switches from green eyes to blue eyes for no apparent reason.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. And even the trivia has it as a point of reference of, isn't that awesome? And
Isn't that awesome?
And I'm like, you're right. Now, Sam...
The continuity person
the-
wasn't
the-
very
the-
good. Isn't that awesome?
Well, it's
Well, if it's a
obviously-
dream.
Well, it's animated, so
Oh,
I
it's a
imagine
dream.
the movie is doing it deliberately.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's a scene that's very homoerotic because every line of dialogue in the scene about sucking is very sexual.
Yeah, it's really sexual.
It made me think: did they get a porn script and
Yeah.
then implement it? Come on, faster!
So do you want to edit?
Faster!
Do you,
Like suck it.
do you want to edit the scene, but like have a hand over the pacifier so you don't know what the?
No,
what's
no.
going on
I
or
would
something?
rather you put porno music under it.
Yeah, that would have been a good choice. Did you guys like get real turned on by the pacifier scene?
Well, dude.
Absolutely.
The movie opened up with the baby's butt jiggling. What do
Yeah,
you
you're like, I'm in for a wild ride.
Now, we did an episode many years back now on the film Baby's Day Out.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen
in
it.
that movie, the baby in real life, one of them, both of them, because there's two babies, because that's how movies
There's
work.
one baby, but it
Oh,
was
I
played by
see.
twins. Yeah.
Sure.
They both grew up
Lindsay
to be,
Lohan.
They both grew up to be very attractive men. And it raises the question of, would you fuck that baby knowing that it turns into this attractive person?
As the baby.
Well,
Or
you
as
know,
the man.
I left
You
it
gotta-
deliberately vague.
Yeah, to be honest, I never knew which you meant.
Yeah.
And the thing was, no one questioned it. I just
Well,
said,
it's a
would you
very
fuck that
We
confusing
just
baby?
like
question.
we just liked saying.
So now
fuck
that you
that
know
baby.
this baby
Yeah.
grows up to be Alec Baldwin, would you fuck this baby?
Absolutely.
Well, to be fair, we
Wouldn't
s-
even think about it.
we
Wouldn't
see
even think
No
twice.
regrets.
we see everything but his head when he grows up.
Yeah, but we know it's Alec Baldwin, so
We know he's Alec
like
Baldwin.
I would love it if that was the bit where it turned live action just on their faces. It's like Tobey Maguire with his little pug face, and like Alec Baldwin with his handsome, rugged.
He's
And
rugged good
Toby
looks.
Maguire's the older brother.
Yeah, yeah, he looks so much younger still. Well, being a boss, it takes its toll on you.
It does. Do you think Alec
I've
Baldwin's...
seen Obama.
You've seen him. You've seen him around.
He aged so bad.
Do you think Alec Baldwin's eyes maybe change colour in real life?
Well, that's a good
There's a reference
question.
to
That is actually quite
Is that
good.
in the trivia?
And it raises even further questions about Alec Baldwin's
Certainly
age.
does. Yeah,
Like-
how old is Alec Baldwin?
Who is Alec Baldwin?
Oh, that's a better question. Who is he?
Who names
I
their
don't
kid
know if
Alec?
Alec knows. Yeah. It feels like an unfinished name.
Unless you're Alec Guinness's mum, then it's fine.
yeah,
But like,
because we know he's going to have a Sir before it one day.
why
Sir Alec
is Alec
Guinness.
Baldwin the only successful Baldwin brother out of like 5 of them?
I don't know. Do the other one? Oh well, now his daughter's a model or something. Actor model.
Whose actor's daughter isn't a model?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I mean, what?
We've lived in an existence in which Lenny Kravitz's daughter is more well known than Lenny Kravitz, like Zoe Kravitz, and it just
I've never heard of
upsets me.
Zoe Kravitz before.
Well, have you seen
It's the
Mad
first
Max
time.
Fury Road?
No, I haven't.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm too busy watching films with babies in them.
Have you watched? Have you watched the Crimes of Grindelwald?
No, never heard of it.
Well, it's the Harry Potter movie, apparently.
Is it?
With Johnny Depp in it. Now, Johnny Depp could have
Is
played.
this a
the baby.
recent thing?
Yeah.
Was this one of those Fantastic Beasts films?
Yeah.
Did Johnny Depp do a fantastic role where he either played Willy Wonka or Sweeney Todd?
No, he didn't do.
He didn't do that?
fantastic
Okay,
job.
interesting.
He sucked
A
at
different
that.
choice. Different choice for Johnny Depp for once.
He sucked at that. But you know,
He's got 3 good characters.
he's only got like Crybaby,
Crybaby.
Ed Wood,
Edward was great.
and
I
I'll
like
give
Edward.
Edward Scissorhands. I
Yeah,
guess.
that's it. Films with Ed in them,
Was
very
the crybaby named Ed?
No, his
That would've
name
been
is
cool.
his name. I can't remember what his actual name is. His name is like Crybaby.
good. Crybaby.
He has a name, I know, but I can't remember.
He probably does have a name. In the
It's like-
script, it would have been hard to
It's
follow
like
if he didn't.
Crybaby Walker or something, like because he sheds a single tear, and so they call him Crybaby.
Crybaby.
I only shed a tear on the day that my dad went to the electric chair. You haven't seen Crybaby? It's a great John Waters movie. It's so
That's
good.
John Waters.
Oh, but it's like one of his mainstream Hollywood movies. But it's so like Iggy Pop's his uncle.
Really?
Yeah.
Iggy Pop.
Uncle Belvedere. And there's literally a scene in it where Johnny Depp's explaining why he doesn't have parents. And it's like, you know, his mum was crazy and stupid and died one day. And then his dad was the alphabet bomber. He would just bomb buildings alphabetically, you know. Like, and he just listed each building. And he wanted to go all the way up to the zoo, but they caught him.
All the way up to the zoo. It's a great building.
Yeah, you know, animal sanctuary, bank, you know, all this stuff. But
Start and end with animals.
yeah, well, yeah.
Beautiful bookend to blowing things up.
So in the boss, the baby, the
Boss
baby,
to baby,
boss.
the boss to baby.
Tebs Bibi.
Bibi.
What did you for one, do you guys have siblings?
Yes.
Yes, I do.
Younger or older?
I have a younger brother and a
I thought you were going to end it there, like really open-ended. I have a younger brother. No, I have an older brother, 1 year older than me.
Okay, you're the younger one.
I'm the younger one.
And I have an older sister who's 7 years older than me, so I
7
should have
years.
phoned her.
7.5, maybe?
I should have phoned her to ask her if this movie was accurate to the
Yeah.
experience of having me.
I imagine it is very accurate.
Was I the boss baby? Also, this movie has a lot of furry imagery in this because the baby does dress. Now, here's the nightmare imagery sequence here that would give kids and myself nightmares for years
It is really
to
scary.
come.
There are some bits in this film that are messed up. This scene in particular is crazy. And the sun that keeps coming back and on the moon as well.
I mean, they age incredibly, and
Yeah.
Alec and Boss Baby does look like an old Kevin Spacey in this scene for some reason.
But still the baby, an old version of a baby.
Oh yeah, because they don't know what they look like as adults in their brains.
They should make them look like Alec Baldwin.
What I think is interesting is an animator, someone's decided, we should have a mushroom cloud, and it's the baby's face.
Yeah. It's
Well, that's the
baby's
second
face.
mushroom card in the movie, isn't it?
Yeah, but this is the second one with the baby's face.
Yeah.
The first one didn't have a baby's face. Yeah, so we have siblings. Bartek, you're the elder one, so you can tell us, is this how the experience was for you?
Yeah, it
Was
was
this exactly it?
How much of an age difference is there between you and your brother again?
6 years.
Oh, 6
Whoa!
years.
So Whoa!
Whoa!
Six
We're all
years
shocked.
and 1 month, if I'm being honest.
Whoa, so is this
Please be honest.
a very accurate representation of what it was like for
Yeah.
you? Was your brother like a little blonde guy that came in and he was all
In a
like,
suit?
I'm the boss now.
Yeah, I'm the boss.
I'm the boss, baby.
Watch me suck on this pacifier,
You know
bitch.
the- you know
It's
the great-
crazy what you forget in 19 years.
You know what's really great? I did love that Bartek was postulating this question. Like, he had a
Yeah, you're
serious
really
look
thinking
at his
about
face.
it.
Like, you know what? It's all coming back to
It's
me
like the
now.
would you fuck that baby question.
Yeah.
Really deep thought.
Not my brother, but
No, definitely not.
when we were doing Babies Down, it wasn't a question of incest.
No.
Oh no.
But...
It was still fucked, but not incestual.
So when your brother came around, did you see him talking on the phone to other babies and you're like, something's up?
Yeah, did you ever see your brother talking on the phone to other babies?
I didn't know he was talking to babies.
Yeah.
but when he was talking about, getting things done,
Yeah.
it was odd.
Business.
And was it especially weird that he was voiced by Alec Baldwin?
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
what?
Well, I was young. I didn't know who Alec Baldwin was.
But
Coffees for
I
closers.
hadn't seen
But
that
now,
Thomas Tank Engine
in retrospect, does it hit you hard that your brother is growing up to be Alec Baldwin?
How does that feel?
film. It is upsetting because I don't think he
It is
remem-
upsetting, is it?
I don't think he remembers the time when he was a baby. I have a lot of questions.
I have a question too. If he's growing up to be Alec Baldwin, How does that make you feel being one of the loser Baldwin brothers?
Oh yeah, how do you feel about that?
I'm not
Does that
growing up,
hurt?
I'm not growing up to be a Baldwin.
How do you know? You
Because
could be.
You could still
be
grow up
going-
to be
My
a
last name
Baldwin.
is Kasprzyszak.
Yeah, but you don't know. You could be
stage
slowly
name.
turning into a Baldwin right now in front of our
Yeah,
very
we
eyes.
never know.
Hold on, wouldn't the logic be that I'm turning into Tobey Maguire? So therefore I would be very cool?
That's true.
That is, you got
Not
me-
so cool though. Like
you got me there,
he's dancing
Spider-Man.
in Spider-Man.
I was
Not
about to
so
say
cool.
Spider-Man 3.
Yeah.
Everyone's favorite dance sequence in a movie. I would say.
It's the most awkward scene of all time.
No, it isn't. Did you not watch the scene in which these two are sucking on a dummy?
Okay, yeah,
and
no,
the dad,
you're right.
And the dad came in and
That's
he's like, "I'm
officially.
Jimmy Kimmel."
Do you think that's what won the Oscar?
Yeah, I think what didn't win them the Oscar.
I'll say,
Got
okay,
them
so it didn't
nominated.
win
It was nominated.
Nominated.
Coco won.
Right.
Coco won instead. What got them nominated was they went, you know what this movie does have over the others? A cast member from the TV
Oh, the
show
buttocks
Friends.
again. Yeah. That's all it needs. It's
Lisa-
the buttocks again.
See, it's pixelated. It's so weird.
Oh, that's nice. It's nice they pixelated it.
It's weird that you use the phrase "nice."
Well, it is nice. I don't want to see that, and I feel like that was a good choice. I wonder if that was the director's choice. While they actually
But in the-
animated it, and then they're
But
like,
in the
"Please
Sim-
take that
but
out. It's
in
awful."
the Simpsons, the movie, they
Oh.
showed Bart Simpson's genitals.
Did they really? Can't
Yeah,
remember
they
that bit.
They did a whole sequence where like he was skateboarding naked, but things kept covering it, and then eventually they just
Right.
didn't cover, and it was like a shock.
See,
Yeah.
it seems to be.
No, it was just the genitals, right? Because he went past a hedge, and the hedge
Yeah.
didn't reach that.
And there was
far
an
down.
ad for Scientology on it too.
What do you guys think about
Babies,
No, about
the bosses.
about Simpsons animation porn.
Well, that raises a very disturbing question that we are watching an animated movie, and this one is about babies, but that does not mean that the porn industry hasn't made a porn parody of
That's
this
true.
as we are watching.
Yeah,
animated,
it's another thing to look up.
I'm not a
It'd be
fan.
called the balls
I'm not,
baby.
I'm not a fan of animated pornography.
Okay, well,
Bartek, this may be your expertise,
Yeah,
as you
Bartek,
are an
you into
expert
it?
of hentai.
Are you?
As explained in episodes on the films Urutsuki Doji, and you defend those movies, so do tell us. Animated porn, yay or nay?
No, I haven't watched any. No.
what about pictures? Have you ever looked up pictures of like Marge Simpson
Yeah, or,
nude?
No, I
or-
Never typed that in.
I think maybe
he's more into Final Fantasy VII character
Yeah,
nude.
Family Guy.
there might have been
Yeah,
like,
Family Guy.
Family
Mila
Guy.
Kunis again.
You know
Yeah.
how you get like ads on the side? I might have seen them in those.
Yeah.
but
Right.
Yeah.
I've never looked it
Sam,
up.
are you one of these people?
I'm not, but the other day I did a podcast called The Phone Hacks. It's a great podcast, and they get your phone and they just do things with it for
Man,
an hour.
They would love my phone.
Yeah, they they go through your search history. They can contact anyone in your phone.
Oh, excellent.
They can put up statuses and everything. And one of the things they did was they downloaded a nude picture of Lois from Family Guy,
Nice.
and they sent it to a friend of mine and just wrote,
You.
nice, huh? You know,
What did your friend?
and I wasn't allowed to tell them that it
And
was
what
the
did your
phone
friend
hacks.
reply with?
He said, come on, man, this is someone's mum.
It's true.
Stop leaking these
She's a
photos.
TV mum.
But can I have some more?
You got some great friends there. So you have your own podcast we haven't talked about.
I do, absolutely.
What do you do?
I
For
do.
those
What do I
not in
do?
the know.
I find the weirdest online confessions that I can find that week. It's a lot of, now it's getting to a point where I've done 55 or something.
Yeah.
And now I'm running out of, like, I have to dive deep to find, like, when I first started
yeah.
it, there were so many confessions around, it was fine.
I've listened to the first dozen episodes. It's really
Yeah,
good.
like,
Yeah.
and you know, so, but after that, I'm just like, oh god, because you have to dig deeper and deeper,
Deeper
and
and
there's a lot
deeper.
of really shit
Oh yeah.
online confessions.
Oh, you mean ones that revolve around shit as we watch the baby fart?
No, that would have been a good moment for the shit confessions, but I don't like this scene at all.
I love it.
The dancing is too much.
No,
Do you
animated.
think that's how Alec dances?
Of course.
Of course, he
As
dances
a
like a
baby.
baby.
As a baby.
As a baby, he used to dance
What I
like
love
that.
is in animated movies, there's always the necessity to have dancing in it because
Yeah.
it's fun for animators to make.
Yeah,
Yeah, I remember the.
But as audience members, we are like, here we go again.
I
yeah.
remember in the trailer for Yogi Bear when that was coming out.
The live-action animated movie crossover with Dan Aykroyd as Yogi Bear.
One of
Yeah,
the best
yeah.
films
And
of all
Justin
time.
Timberlake as Boo Boo.
Oh, what
Yeah,
a Great casting again.
I remember when they were introducing Boo Boo in the trailer. They're like, and Boo Boo likes to like groove you down or something like that.
Groove down.
He likes
Very
to-
cool.
And,
Groove
and then
down.
just showed him dancing. I'm like, oh, I don't remember
It was
that
before
from the cartoons, but
twerking.
yeah.
Right.
So on your podcast, just to get back to it.
Oh, yeah.
You have some good guests.
Have some great guests, and people come on because they know they don't have to. Well, they don't really have to talk about anything.
Yeah.
You know, they don't have to talk
Just
about
reactions.
themselves.
You get some good Australian comedic icons.
There's some comedic icons. There's some actors and
Some
some
actors.
writers.
You had Sam Neill.
Had Sam Neill. He was
Everyone's
very good.
favourite actor,
Everyone's
Sam Neill, from
favorite
the
actor,
Jurassic
Sam
Park
Neill. From the
movies.
Jurassic Park film. Yeah, and he's he's someone that came on and was just like, I'm happy not to talk about myself.
I
You
love
know,
it.
so it's a good thing. But now I'm having to dive really deep because most of the confessions now that I'm finding are incestuous, and I don't want to read those to people.
Well,
'Cause they're
we have
too
a whole.
fucked.
Well, if you ever have us on,
Yeah,
we can
yeah.
introduce you to a whole world of one individual named Tyler Lee Jewell. He's a crazy man.
Who would tell me about him?
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
We have whoa. So just for listening people, we at the end of our show read reviews and comments from the internet of what movies are, and we did an episode on the film Annie from
Right.
2014, the one with Jamie Foxx.
Sure.
And this guy wrote it as like it's a letter to Cameron Diaz.
Wrote a letter to Cameron Diaz.
Because
As
Cameron
his
Diaz
IMDb
is,
review,
and his reviews are a lot
So
like
Dear
this.
Cameron Diaz?
Yeah,
He
it's
has a
called
full
Cameron
name? Or Ms.
Diaz.
Diaz?
Just Cameron Diaz. And then
Yep.
he goes, hello, Miss Cameron Diaz. I am Tyler Lee Jewell.
Well, he starts off by saying
Full
Cameron Diaz
name.
was good in the Shrek films, and then he
Oh,
starts
okay.
talking-
And
So he
then-
likes her in some stuff.
And he really demands that she needs to find Macaulay Culkin
Right.
in New York City
Right.
before the straitjacket police come find him.
He uses that
And-
literally, straight jacket police.
Straight jacket police.
And
Yeah.
because he needs him to be in his animated movie about Pluto the dog, because this is a Disney animated picture movie he's writing.
Right.
And all of his reviews have a narrative that
Yeah.
flow from all
Wow.
of it. And then he has like he goes on Disney forums, and there are people like he wrote like 14 pages long worth of ideas of his version of the next Fantasia movie he would make, and then someone responded and be like, "Here's my idea," and he goes, "Wrong," and then copy
Wrong?
and then he copied
Is it wrong? Really?
and he
Someone
wrote-
gave their opinion.
An
he's like,
idea.
wrong.
Incorrect. Move on.
No. He goes wrong, and then copy and pastes his idea again.
What? His 14-page
Yeah.
response. Wrong.
14
This is the answer. Next. There was no question, mate.
So,
Next.
yeah, basically in the Annie review, he doesn't mention like the Pluto film or anything, but when you look at his other reviews, it all
Right.
like comes together.
It's crazy.
How
Town.
do you track him?
Oh, I just type in his name.
Oh, and it just comes up with all his
because
reviews.
he's always
on every
he's
website
always like,
on.
I am Mr. Tyler Lee
Oh,
Jewell.
so he introduces himself.
Yeah.
It's a great name.
I live
From
in
Rockland,
California.
Oh,
He has a
okay.
YouTube channel and everything. It's great.
Really? What are the YouTube videos like of him reviewing stuff?
Dude.
I'm
I don't
definitely
even
gonna
I
look
don't
him
even
up.
know what the fuck they're about. And I've watched them like
unfortunately-
15 times.
Unfortunately, most of them are like 30 seconds of him like recording something, but there are like 2 or
Right.
3 videos where he's like on camera talking
On a couch, on
Wow.
his mum's couch.
his parents' bedroom
Oh,
in
so he
Rockland,
lives at
California.
home.
Yeah,
In
so
Rockland, California, of course.
So with yours, you get some cool guests. Like you've had Sam Neill and some Australian icons like Tony Martin and stuff like that. Have you had Rove?
No.
You need to get Rove.
Need to get Rove.
Because your show is literally the internet equivalent of the podcast
What The?
equivalent of What The,
What
the
The.
famous Rove McManus
Yeah,
comedy moment.
yeah.
And I'm sure Rove would appreciate that. This is how sad I am. I did not bother to look up if you had Rove on, but I studied Rove for
Right.
this episode because I was like, where did he spawn from?
Where did Rove spawn from?
Yeah, like...
From
is he-
Perth. Perth comedian.
Yeah, but that's a comedian, and I just went, does he do stand-up? I've never seen any of his
Yeah,
stand-up.
he
I just
does.
remember being a small child, he just had a show.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like Rove McManus, Australian media personality, just kind of spawned.
Yeah.
And I was looking, I was like, oh, he was on radio. He was a child star at one point.
He was
Oh
a
my
child
God.
at some point. He's a boss baby at one
Was
point.
he the boss? I mean, Rove does look like
He
a baby.
was the boss baby,
You
for sure.
If you ever see him, tell him that I said that. He looks
Yeah,
like a
yeah.
baby.
You are the boss
I've
baby.
met Rove once. I was flyering for the Melbourne Comedy Festival, and he was talking to another comedian who was a dwarf, who was an Indian dwarf comedian who was vomiting his guts up because he was drinking too much, and he was saying while vomiting, "It goes right out of me because I'm little."
What a great thing to
And
say
Rove,
while you're vomiting.
And Rove was like helping him and being like, "I'm little too," and I'm like,
Aw,
this
we're
is-
all
this is-
little.
This is my experience of
Well,
it."
That's
you're
a nice
12,
bonding
Ryan, so,
experience.
And I'm standing there
Did
like,
you say it too? Did you lean
No,
over and
no,
go, I'm little too?
I'm a baby.
Whoa, I'm a baby. Wow, I'm a little baby. Okay, he always does this. He always does this. I'm a whittle baby.
I like how cynical you sound. Where? I'm a
Wow,
baby.
I'm a whittle baby.
Talking about
Sassy.
whittle. Talking about
Just talk
whittle baby.
normal,
Talking
say
about
whittle.
Talking about whittle babies.
Whittle babies.
Steve Buscemi's in the movie.
Yeah, who I really like.
I like him too so much that I have a canvas of multiple things he's done on my wall. In the
Really?
lounge. Oh,
what
yeah.
what things
30
in there?
Rock,
Great.
some artworks. One of them's from Billy Madison
Great.
when
Is
he's
it- I
putting on
don't
the
even-
lipstick,
Oh yeah,
He's
the
a
creepy guy.
postman.
Yeah.
and he marks him off his kill list. He's like, okay, I don't need to kill him.
Yeah.
now.
And how cool is he in 30 Rock with
I have a
Hey
picture
kids,
of him
what's
from.
up?
I
Is
have
that
that
the-
on my wall.
Great. Oh, him with the skateboard?
Yeah,
and
yeah,
the
where,
camera?
he, where he
kids.
plays,
Fellow
where he
kids.
plays PI Lenny Wozniak,
Ah.
which is kind of cool.
Wozniak, yeah.
And he is such a bum in 30 Rock, which
Yeah.
obviously him and Alec Baldwin play against each other a lot
Of
in
course,
30
of
Rock, because
course.
Alec Baldwin hires him a lot.
Yeah.
Bartek, he's such a sleazeball in 30 Rock. Like, he's not actually sleazy, he's just kind of pathetic. That Alec Baldwin, like, puts out his, like, he finishes his cigarette and throws it on the ground, and then Steve Buscemi picks it up off the ground and kind of smokes the rest of it because he just needs everything.
Yeah.
Right.
He's a very needy guy. But we're all needy in some
So
way.
the movie has a twist going on that in the fictional story that we're watching, there is a fictional villain
You
played
keep
by
saying fictional story. I think
Oh,
it's
sorry.
based on Alec Baldwin's life.
true story of it.
True story
in
of a
which
whittle baby.
Alec Baldwin's rival is actually his hero,
Yeah.
which is we haven't seen that in an animated movie before.
Not an Oscar-nominated animated movie.
Well, definitely not. Like I didn't watch Coco, but I
think it
assume that it didn't have a similar idea.
I think it happened sort of in the first Wreck-It Ralph.
No,
No?
No, wrong.
Copy paste.
So copy paste your answer again. Wrong.
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 Yeah,
You're wrong.
the answer is you're wrong.
Let me just check. You're wrong.
So
Wrong.
The idea of this movie is Steve Buscemi was a baby himself once, and then
We all were at some point.
we all were, except
Absolutely.
for Alec Baldwin,
Yeah.
who grew up like
And Maggie
that.
from The Simpsons just never grew up.
Oh,
She never will.
She wasn't. Who did the voice of Maggie? There was an episode where she talked. It was
There are
like
Oh,
multiple,
really?
There are multiple voices.
But there's one where she spoke
It has
properly.
that speech.
Speech. She just said.
When does she speak?
There's an episode where they tuck her in and she says "daddy."
Oh, the first word one.
Yeah, that's like the only time where she properly speaks. Because the other times where it's
Is that all
like
she
James
says,
Earl
Daddy?
Jones does it, but that one has someone
There's,
like famous, like Meryl Streep,
there
or
was-
someone does the voice
Right.
of Maggie.
There was an episode.
say one
There was
word,
an
or-
episode
Yeah.
a couple of years ago, and I've only seen the clip on YouTube where she's like in a nursing home and she like removes a dummy and has this whole speech.
Of course.
Well, did she remove the dummy in a real sexy way?
Well,
Like in this
she
film?
watched The Boss Baby.
She was inspired by the Boss Baby.
So in the movie The Boss Baby that we are currently covering, the
Uh-huh.
idea that the villain is a former baby boss himself,
Yeah.
and he's angry because the company screwed him over, and rightfully so. He
yeah,
is
you would be
rightfully
angry. You would be angry.
And his idea is to replace babies with forever puppies.
Forever
which,
puppies.
look, guys, would you be swayed by puppies more so than babies?
What if I was given one?
Yeah, like if you were given the choice of would you want a boss baby or forever puppy, which one would you want?
Forever puppy for sure.
Yeah,
I don't want the
would,
responsibility of a boss baby.
I would succumb to the puppy also,
Yeah.
but Bartek, you're a cat guy, so
Oh,
maybe
here
this
we go.
maybe this sways things for you. Where do you fall, baby or puppy?
Yeah, if it was a cat equivalent, I'd probably pick the cat. But if it's between a dog and a baby,
You don't like dogs at all?
I don't hate dogs. They're not Jimmy Kimmel.
Oh, yeah. That's not Jimmy Kimmel.
I'm
going to start saying that to people. Do you like it? Well, it's not Jimmy Kimmel. I go,
I'm
"What?
fine when dogs
Is that
are
a new
acting.
phrase? Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Bartek, what's your answer?
I think maybe the dog.
Wrong.
Wrong.
No, boss baby. I give you the whole script of the boss
yeah,
baby.
yeah,
as my
yeah. You're
answer.
wrong.
I went-
Okay, that's interesting. What would you do?
Oh well, definitely
What is
the forever puppy. Screw babies.
Yeah, screw
They're
babies.
annoying. They
Yeah.
smell. They have that weak spot on
They're
the back of
needy.
their head, and I think
Yeah,
I would
be
feel.
careful with that.
I think I would feel too tempted to press it.
Do you reckon dogs have? Do you reckon dogs have a weak spot?
Yeah, the throat.
Oh, what if you grab them by the throat? They hate that. Do cats have a weak spot?
Dropping them's their weak
Dropping
spot. Right?
them. No, they always land on their
Bartek?
feet every
no,
time.
don't get into this.
They don't like battle axes.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Not everybody does.
No, they don't like the deodorant brute.
They don't like brutes. No, they don't like brutes.
Cats, they don't like that.
They don't like getting water on their head.
Yeah,
Except
okay.
for your cat.
No, it liked everywhere except the head.
Oh, okay.
Oh, really? Your cat likes water.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah,
Did.
Did. the cat walked off one day and said, "No more water," and then God was like, "You're right. Come up here where the water isn't here."
Come above the clouds, no rain for you.
Look, now the thing about this movie is there's a lot of critical backlash. Like some critics liked it obviously enough for it to. Sorry, the baby's eyes went big and it creeped me out.
Yeah, it's really creepy.
The
crying
where
bit.
the audience didn't like it, some critics liked it, and obviously the Academy loved it.
Right.
There's a lot of dissonance for this. Now, do you think that's unusual for a movie like this to have so much dissonance in its existence?
Maybe it was all like the first impression thing. Like a lot of people thought it was a joke because you know it's a film about a baby and
With
it's voiced
Alec
by
Baldwin.
Alec Baldwin.
Alec Baldwin, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess some people just cannot get over a first impression, or they can't admit that this is, you know, a silly premise but well executed. And the Academy tried to do that. Clearly.
Yeah. What about you,
Yeah.
Sam? What do you feel about that?
I don't think it should have been nominated for an Oscar. But then I don't know the other films that were around that year. Like you're saying, the Lego... Batman.
Coco.
So Coco I can understand. But what other films were around at that time? There was just a shortage and they're like, put Boss Baby in.
Yeah, I can't remember what the other ones
I looked up the
were.
nominees yet last night, but I can't remember.
The thing is, I understand. Here's the thing. This is not a... we are making fun and whatever about it being a bit of a weird movie, but let's be honest. We had a shit ton of these kind of weird movies growing up. Like, there's this thing in kids' movies, we've covered them on the show, like Big Fat Liar and Baby's Day Out and all these things. There are just some kids' movies that are just really weird. And that's what you kind of...
Weird stories,
That's what
there's lots going on.
That's what you kind of love about them, is just how inappropriate and weird they are.
Yeah.
And, even as a kid, you recognize that. Let's
They're
be
creative.
honest.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah, let's be honest. Robin Williams' movie Jumanji is a weird kids movie.
Yeah, it is
deals with a
strange.
lot of dark elements. Monkeys are literally killing people in that
Yep.
movie. Death happens and it's like a second thought. That movie's really, really weird.
Yeah.
We all grew up and we're like, there's a bunch of those movies and we're like, yeah, those are classics.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I can kind of understand why this movie got received in that kind of way, because those movies got similarly received at the time. People didn't like Jumanji, but kids loved it, and now people look at
Yeah.
Jumanji and it's like a classic.
And then you get some people like Roger Ebert with Baby's Day Out, where he was fearing for the baby the whole time and couldn't enjoy the film.
Yeah, and stuff like that. And this movie, like a lot of those movies, has a lot of ideas.
Yeah, yeah.
Chucking them out there. And
Yeah.
then it moves on to the next idea, and you're like,
They are very
whoa.
creative, and it takes a lot to make a movie like this, like an animated movie, to imagine this whole world. And
Yeah.
there's a lot that goes into
Yeah,
it.
and that's the thing. A lot of animated movies have simple ideas, but it's the execution of them can be done really weird.
Yeah.
And
that's
for
awesome.
for an animated film, I think Eugene, the antagonist of this sequence, is a very good character.
Oh yeah,
Because he's got the smaller constitution at the bottom, but then the bigger
Yeah, yeah.
ape-like thing at the top. He's cross-dressing. He's using a children's toy, a little pool wagon,
Yeah.
as a skateboard. He makes crazy expressions.
Yeah.
He has a little twist of conscience at the end.
yeah, and he also has a different voice at the end.
Yeah, and it's a character that, and he's referencing Mary Poppins there. It's a character you just can't.
Oh, did you pick up on that?
Right,
Scary Poppins. as
I
they say.
googled what's with the umbrella, and, it was Mary, and I wanted to impress you, but you caught me.
Okay, good.
Yeah, it's a character you just can't do with live action.
Yeah.
Could you imagine this movie as live action though?
If this film was made by Disney, then
It'd be
in a
insane.
decade or so, then we'll get a
No,
live
this would be a
action.
Blumhouse movie.
A Blumhouse movie. What?
Blumhouse.
What do they do again?
It's a Blumhouse.
They're the ones responsible for movies like Paranormal Activity, Get Out, Whiplash.
Oh, right.
All
Okay.
those, you don't know, but he's the one responsible for M. Night Shyamalan's movies at the moment, like Glass and The Visit and Split.
And I've heard of them. I just couldn't remember. what they
Blumhouse
did.
Productions are the ones that make movies for real cheap.
Right, they're independent and they're...
Yeah, and they got the great business model of making movies for real cheap, but also every now and then making good movies for real cheap.
Right.
Like Whiplash was a Oscar.
Oh, right, okay.
All right.
And Get Out was a Blumhouse
Yeah,
movie,
right.
and it was made for cheap. And Jason Blum's awesome because he's just like a
Does what he wants to do.
charlatan. He's an open day charlatan.
An open, not a closed-off charlatan.
No,
Hate
not
those
like-
closed-off charlatans.
Not like your Weinsteins,
Not
where
like-
they're like,
yeah,
where they're like,
goddamn
hey,
charlatan.
we're not charlatans, we're business people. Well, Blum is literally like the guy. He does an interview with him and Shyamalan, and he's like, so why did you pick Shyamalan for your production company? And he just said he was available,
He was available.
right in front of him.
Charlatan. That's
like,
great.
he's
Right place at the
openly,
right time.
he's like, I don't know if you've seen this or heard of this. There's this show called Ghost Adventures with Zach Baggins.
No.
Zach Baggins is like this ghost hunter guy who's like the P.T. Barnum of modern day, like to the point in which he has said P.T. Barnum is his hero.
That's a showman guy.
Yeah.
Great hero to have.
And Zach Baggins has his own museum in which, when you enter it, it has him in a version of himself in a Zoltar machine that's like, you are entering Zach Baggins' House of Wonder, and he's like such a hack guy. He hunts ghosts and stuff. In like his latest movie, he hunted ghosts at the Demon House, and he's like a guy.
This is real.
He's a real man.
Right.
Where he's jacked.
Right.
He's this
Of course
jacked
he is.
guy.
He's gonna fight ghosts.
And-
You gotta be
and
jacked.
This is how he hunts ghosts. He literally lays on the ground in one episode, puts an axe against the wall, and says in his American voice, I can't do it, but he's just like, he's got this real kind of douchey voice where he's like, look, if you're gonna kill me, here's an axe, drop it on my face. Like,
Right,
he's
do it
daring
now.
him. And he's just like, and then he gets up and goes, no ghosts, and leaves.
Wrong.
Wrong, there's one behind you.
But in his latest movie, Demon House, at the end of it, he's wearing these thick glasses because apparently the demons, they didn't turn up and hurt him, but their demonic presence, injured his eyes.
Injured his eyes.
And now he wears these glasses all the
Oh,
time.
poor guy. You can't have
But
that.
what I mean is, like, yeah, it's the equivalent of the Zach Baggins, your P.T. Barnum, like your charlatan type.
Yeah.
And I feel like this movie, if it was made into live action, would be like a horror movie.
Yeah.
Where the baby is the antagonist for the whole movie. Now, Bartek, you read the trivia.
Yes, I was actually about to ask you about this.
My favorite trivia point, because it's so futile, is some might say, and again, this is a trivia point.
Right.
The fact that there's some subjective level to it, like some might say that Francis is the most
You can't say something.
I
like that.
remember.
is the
This
most
one.
most
sounds
intense villain in DreamWorks.
No, dark and intense.
Dark
yeah.
and intense villains in the DreamWorks movie. Right next to him, they list every single
Oh
villain
my
in
They
his
list
God.
DreamWorks.
I counted. It was like 13 other villains.
13 other
like,
next to.
He is the most dark and intense villain,
Yeah.
just
Right
like
next
these
to-
13.
like everyone else.
Like every other villain, and like I don't think he's that dark and intense.
No, not at all.
like
He's a bit of fun.
they
he's
listed
funny.
some other villains, and like they're darker and more intense.
Was there any trivia that shocked you? Was there anything that...
Well, that was a book.
There was a book. There you go. Yeah.
There are some interesting things that they point out, like in the beginning, it foreshadows a lot of stuff with him playing with train set, and there's like a toy taxi cab there, and
Right.
a rocket
Yeah,
ship.
he has a
and
bunch of toys that like relate to the events of the film.
Okay.
So it's like a nice foreshadowing.
I was shocked
Right.
that Tobey Maguire's still acting. That was a twist. I haven't seen him since The Great Gatsby.
What's happened to him? Where do you think he went?
I
He's
think-
having a break?
I think just Toby.
not available.
I think Toby's just living his life.
I
you
think,
know?
Toby's
I,
living
think I
his
saw a
best life.
photo of him and the other two Spider-Man actors. Like
Really?
Or something.
Just hanging out?
Just hanging
Like
out,
on the
being like,
street or something?
"Here's the mantle. Here you go." I was really disappointed in Spider-Man and in Spider-Verse. He didn't get to play any of the Parkers. They wanted him to, but he just
Oh,
didn't get the
okay.
chance. So they got Jake Johnson instead. You know,
Why
that
didn't he
great-
get the chance? He wasn't doing anything else. Oh, he's doing Boss
He
Baby.
was doing Boss Baby.
Yeah, he's doing Boss. Very busy. I'm
It
doing
wasn't
Boss
made by
Baby.
Blumhouse, whatever it was called.
Yeah, now that I would love if they had a string of Blumhouse horror movies with Tobey Maguire in the
Yeah.
lead.
So Ryan, we were also talking before the episode, before Sam came, about how this film is apparently set in either the 60s or 70s.
So Sam, did you notice that this movie's aesthetic had a lot of
Yeah, it seems
time-
it seems a bit older. I mean, you know, it like the phones and everything.
I mean, this is obviously pre 9/11 because he got into that airport really
very
easy.
easy. As
And
a
apparent-
baby in a suit.
Yeah. And apparently one of these planes like isn't operating anymore. Like
Really?
Like yeah.
Yeah. So this movie has like no mobile phones,
Yeah.
none of that. But here's the thing that really got me going. So films like The Incredibles are set in the 1960s,
Right.
but it's very subtle about it. Doesn't wave it in your face. This movie,
not showing off.
It's not showing off. It's not like a text thing that comes out at the bottom saying 1962.
Yeah.
Or there's not a bit where he's on the phone and they're like, "Did you hear? The NASA rocket's going to the moon," and they're like, "What?"
Yeah.
Like, all
Very
that kind of
time
stuff.
John
specific.
Kennedy's doing a really good job. As
Yeah,
Yeah. There's no bit where they're watching like I Dream of Jeannie on the TV or something. Right?
Yeah.
But this movie has a lot of time things, and I personally noticed. But Bartek, you were saying like I said 60s, the trivia said 70s, more like.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of anachronistic time things. So there was a Voltron toy, which is very 1980s. Yeah, they
Right.
have TVs that look like they're from the early 60s. And then they have cars that look like they're from now, but some of them from 60s. And it's all like a mishmash of different decades. Elvis is here. Like, I was like, oh my god, Elvis is still alive, I guess. And I mean,
I guess in an airport, just walking
depends
around.
on time in the 70s. I guess he could have still been alive.
I mean, I just assumed it was an impersonator.
No, what I mean is, like, Elvis is alive at this point, because he died in the, I want to say, mid-70s?
Yeah,
I
right.
can't remember.
Yeah.
But Elvis is still kicking, maybe?
A lot of Elvises.
This was the funniest scene in the movie for
I
me,
agree.
where they use all the Elvis jargon and translate it.
Yeah. I had some things. I watched this film yesterday that were, I wasn't having a great day, but this like single-handedly cheered me.
Really, this scene or the whole film?
Well, the whole film.
Well, the whole film, obviously, but this sequence in particular was just amazing.
Are you a big Elvis fan?
Not really even, but I just thought it was
But
very
this
funny.
scene here made you one.
Yeah, this is what brought you around. I was a bit iffy about Elvis before this, but
I mean,
this
he's
Boss
been,
Baby really inspired me.
The king of what?
Yeah. Imagine, that's what. When did you first get into Elvis? Boss Baby.
No, that would actually be a great answer.
Became a huge
you know
fan
who
of it after
you know
Boss
who you
Baby.
say that to?
Ah.
His daughter.
Yeah.
Elvis's daughter. You go.
What was her name? Priscilla?
Yeah, Priscilla, Queen of the Desert.
Absolutely, that's a full
Was
title.
Priscilla the daughter or the wife? I can't remember. I know
Priscilla's
the
the
daughter
daughter, I'm
of
pretty sure.
Elvis was
Got with Michael Jackson, didn't
Yeah.
she?
got with Michael Jackson and worked with Tim Burton or Johnny
Really?
Depp or someone like that. I swear she's in a Tim Burton movie.
We
as
obviously
well.
worked with Helena Bonham Carter as well, and Johnny Depp.
Yeah, when they divorced Tim Burton and Helen Bonham Carter, I remember
I'm still
saying
upset about it.
verbally, and it was one of the moments that I made a whole room of people laugh. I just went, "Who do you think gets custody of Johnny Depp?"
yeah.
And I guess in the end it's Helena, because he hasn't really done any more Tim Burton movies after that, but he's appeared
Yeah.
with Helena in a few.
Has he really?
Yeah, Lone Ranger.
Oh, there you go.
Remember that classic?
Oh, that classic.
Where
You guys
they
like Tim Burton?
I like some of his stuff.
Yeah, some of his stuff's good. And then
I like Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice is great.
I've seen a few of his
I
stuff,
like
yeah.
Mars Attacks.
Yeah, okay.
I like Ed
Do you like
Wood.
the Batman films?
Yes, I do.
I've only seen
Batman
his
film.
first one. It was good.
Yeah.
You haven't seen Batman Returns?
Which one's that? Is that the one
That's
with
the one
Danny
with the
DeVito?
penguin.
Oh, when he bites the knife. How
He
scary
bites
is
the
that
guy-
bit?
yeah,
Bites
but
his
the
nose?
best part of that movie, of course, is Michelle Pfeiffer in a skin-tight latex.
Absolutely.
But the other part is Christopher Walken playing a completely made-up character for the movie. That's the reason that there's a Catwoman. He pushes her out the window. And
I don't
he's got,
remember
like,
that
He's
bit.
got blonde hair. He creates Catwoman, pushes her out the window, and she dies and comes back because cats. And then when she comes back to start
Oh, I see.
blackmailing him, he's like, "Okay, I'll do what you say, Selena.
Great impression again.
I don't want to mince words. I respect you for coming back from the dead." Like, he says something like that.
Yeah.
And then
I respect you for coming back from the dead.
because he's playing that really like, whoa. Like, there's a bit.
Whoa.
There's a bit at the end where Batman takes off his cowl and he's just like, "Bruce Wayne, why are you dressed like Batman?" Like, and then Selena's just like, "He is Batman, you idiot." And he's like, "What?" Like, but he's also conniving evil. He has the best line in from any villain ever. He sees her.
I think
she
it's that he
leaves.
came back from the deadline.
No. He sees her. She leaves, and then the son's like, "What do you want me to? What do you think we should do about her?" And he's like, "Next time I see her, I just have to throw her out of a higher level of the building." That's all he. But he says it really menacing, and the music's playing that
Yeah,
Danny
yeah.
Elfman music, and it's supposed to be menacing, but it's like my favorite line in that whole entire movie. Like, Danny DeVito has some wicked lines, but you have to watch it just for Christopher Walken being
Yeah.
like, "Whoa."
Whoa! You've done great impressions. You've done Nancy Cartwright and Christopher Walken on the very same podcast.
Don't get me started on young Josh Peck.
Only young.
Well, yeah, from Snow Day. Man, oh man of La Mancha.
And we've got 3. No, that's 3 official.
Whoa.
Can you
I did my Alec Baldwin earlier.
Oh, yeah. It's me, Alec. I didn't even know who that was for a second. I was like, oh, okay.
He's raspy.
Interesting.
He's raspy.
He's raspy.
Can we hear your Tobey Maguire?
Oh, my Tobey Maguire.
Is it ready? Are you sure it's ready? You got more practice.
Okay, I
if
gotta
you
get
need.
my widest voice
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
Okay. Hey guys, it's me, Tobey Maguire.
See, it's very easy to
white. It's very
understand.
nostrily.
Yeah, it's easy to understand if you say the name of the person you're impersonating.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm Nelson Mandela.
Hello, I'm Sam Petersen.
Yeah,
there you go. That's actually spot on.
It's a good twist on the trope where usually other characters will be like, Sam Petersen,
Yeah,
what
yeah.
are you doing here?
What are you doing here? Not on your own podcast.
Yeah.
This
I
is
know.
your neighborhood.
How
That's not right.
could you be on another podcast? You
I betrayed my
podcasting-
own.
You podcasting whore.
That's what they call me, the podcast
So,
whore.
guys, there's lots of twists, lots of turns in this
Uh-huh.
movie. What was your favorite moment in the movie other than Elvis? And Sam, what did you have as a favorite moment in The Boss Baby? Because you loved it.
I absolutely loved it. I really did like the Elvis scene. I did actually find that very funny. What else did I like? I liked, I really do like, I do like Jimmy Kimmel. I like the dad. I found the dad very funny. And the villain is very good. That skateboarding scene's fantastic. I really do
Yeah.
like that. And when it goes through the window, I thought that was a great moment of the film. That was
Yeah.
probably my favourite. The skateboarding bit was my favourite part.
Not when Alec Baldwin said "suck it."
Yeah, well, that's pretty funny.
Don't you want that whole scene as your ringtone?
The whole
Like
thing.
when your mum or grandma or someone calls you, suck it.
Suck it.
I mean, doesn't that scene also have like a character saying no? So it kind of sounds like out of context. It could be
Wrong.
exactly very wrong.
Wrong.
Boss Baby
Oh, I'm
script.
wrong. Okay.
What was your favorite part in the film?
Well,
apart from
the
Elvis?
Elvis scene is a classic,
Yeah.
but I really did enjoy the moment in which they powdered his bottom and fart came out.
And fart came out.
Oh, that was the part of the montage.
He'd done
right?
a fart.
Yeah.
It was a good bit.
It was such a great bit. Another part I really did like is when they use a plethora of puppies to move an object, like
Yeah,
it's water, like a wave.
Don't talk about water. You know how we feel about water.
Well, we don't want to talk about.
don't want to talk about
We
water.
don't want to talk about water right now. I've always thought about this in movies. You know, there's these moments in movies like this where you're in a crowd of people and this kind of stuff is happening, and the crowd just kind of just doesn't do anything.
Yeah, they don't move.
I
or they
feel
don't-
like I would do something. I would be like, "Whoa, excuse me, are you supposed to be locking these people up?" Like, it's always that idea of it's a part of the show.
Yeah, it's all part
I'm
of the
always
show.
that one guy that watches shows, and I always go, "Oh, they fucked that bit up."
They fucked
like,
that bit
yeah,
up.
I mean, so I feel like if I was seeing this, I'd be like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa!"
It's like in animation, and they still do it in a lot of animation where they just have people. It's always cartoons when they have people in the background that just don't blink
oh yeah, well,
or they don't move.
So Ryan, I would ask you,
yeah.
in something like a magician's show where the magicians hired someone in the audience to pretend to be like that.
A plant.
If they speak before you, like, will you have to, be quiet because they're already
Okay,
speaking?
I've got a second piece of trivia that shocked
Okay,
me.
Here we go.
That magicians hire people in the audience to talk to. Now that shocked me, Bartek.
Really?
You've seen Oz the Great and Powerful. We've done it on the show.
You got me there. We have done.
That's why I.
We have done Oz the Great.
Do
and
you guys
Powerful.
like magicians?
I not really.
Okay.
I find them boring.
Right.
I've enjoyed them, I guess.
I like them a lot. I like to go to magic shows.
Yeah, you do.
But
you do
yeah,
look
I
like the
do.
kind of guy who does like
Absolutely.
magic shows.
I love magic shows. But I
Who's your
never want to
favourite?
know. In Melbourne, El Cappuccino is one of the best magicians
Do
going
they
around.
do coffee related?
No, don't do any coffee related stuff. It's just a great name for a magician.
He doesn't sleep.
I
He doesn't
like
sleep.
I like the Swedish comedian magician Karl Einar Hackner.
Okay, I don't know about him.
He's very funny.
He's very good.
He has this whole bit where, since he's Swedish and he has his accent and whatever, he has a whole bit like I'm born in IKEA and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
But there's a bit where he has this. It's a great bit where he's listening to a cassette to teach him how to fold and hide a bandana.
Right.
But he has his accent and he can't understand, so he thinks it's banana. So he grabs a banana and he's like following it to now fold it.
I think I've seen
And
this
he's like,
trick.
and he folds the banana and does all of this, and he actually does pull off the magic trick in the end
Wow. With a banana.
with the banana and it squishes. And I got to see him live, and he was very fun.
Yeah. James Galier's very good as well. He's another Australian magician.
Yeah,
He's
I
very
haven't-
good.
I haven't seen that many magicians, if I'm honest.
He actually made Rove appear once. There you go.
So that's where he came from.
That's
right?
where it came from. Rove was a magic trick.
You have to get that magician on your
Yeah,
show
yeah, yeah.
to get Rove to,
Rove.
appear.
Ask him, say Rove 3 times and he will appear.
And he'll appear being, what the?
yeah. What the?
Just, if you're saying it
All
3
he
times,
said.
make sure you don't say like Rover.
Yeah. Rove.
I was shocked to my core to discover that Rove's name isn't Rove.
Mm.
It's John.
Okay.
Just a normal name.
That's
I
Just a
thought-
normal
letters.
guy.
Same
But I
thing,
always thought that Rove McManus's name was Rove because I've never understood why you would call yourself that.
Yeah, it's a weird
I always
name.
thought it was like, how some people just got weird names, like
Yeah.
Bartek, and
And Sam and
Some say
yeah.
weird, some say Polish.
Yeah,
but Rove could have been like a Scandinavian name, short for Rovka.
Rovka, lovely
Like,
Rovka.
sounds a bit more Russian, but yeah.
Scandinavian, why not?
Rovka.
Why not? Why
What's
the
a
hell
Scandinavian version of that?
I don't know
Rove.
Scandinavian.
Yeah, exactly. How can you know to say I'm
In
wrong?
Polish, rower.
not? Wrong. This says wrong.
In Polish, rower means bike.
There you go.
So Bike McManus, huh?
Yeah, if you had an R at the
Hey,
end.
Bike McManus. I'm sure I'd love that.
The town.
Pointing at him. Hey,
Sounds like
Bike
a
McManus.
like a
The
mix of dyke and bike.
The town Bike McManus.
Town Bike McManus. There he is.
I can't wait for Rove to eventually win an Oscar himself.
Do you think
for
he will?
Best animated movie.
Well, he loves being in animated movies. He was the crab in Finding Nemo. Very small role.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not see that in the trivia
Yeah,
page
there
of
you
Rove
go.
McManus. Hey, Rove, if you're listening, which I know you are,
Very distinguished,
Get that
very
updated
distinguished.
on
Yeah.
your Wikipedia.
Yeah. I think he really likes doing animated films. I think it takes a lot to be an actor in an animated film because you've only got the voice to work with.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Someone like Alec
still-
Baldwin,
yeah,
I'm sure, was
you can't
fine.
all be
you
like
still got to be a character.
you
gotta
can't
be a
all be
character.
you can't all be like Mark Hamill and stand up and perform it, and then
Yeah.
the animators watch you to copy you.
Is that what he does?
Yeah.
Did you like The Killing Joke? Did you watch that?
Oh, it was awful, but he was
yeah.
good.
He was good in
I haven't
it.
seen it.
Oh, it's awful, but he was good.
Yeah.
Like the comic's great, but like
I wonder why it was so bad because that's
it's because the animation looked cheap and they added 40 minutes onto it when they didn't need to. Like
Yeah.
if you did the Killing Joke, it's like probably 40 minutes long in itself, but they needed it to be movie length.
yeah.
Speaking of animation, what did you guys think of the imagination sequences?
Oh, they were beautiful. They had that nice kind of old comic book aesthetic going on with the
Yeah.
sharp color contrasts and the different playing of animation styles. I thought it was great. What did you
For
think?
that alone, I think being nominated for an academic achievement in film, best animated film, those could really justify that nomination. And I think a lot of people who haven't seen the film probably don't know that there are these imagination sequences where the art style of animation is really being shown off.
That's
Yeah.
true.
And did you see Coco as well?
I have not.
You haven't
No,
seen
I
it.
haven't.
So that's really good, and the colors.
But
and
was
everything
it
in that are
better
pretty
than The
amazing.
Boss Baby?
Well, I think it was.
Are you sure? Well,
Yeah.
Sam, let me ask you again.
Right.
Do you really think it was better than
Okay,
The Boss
no,
Baby?
I was wrong. Much better.
We didn't even have to
wrong.
tell you.
Boss
Wrong.
Baby's much better.
Wrong. Boss Baby script. There you go.
Boss Baby's much better than any other film.
Did Coco have Steve Buscemi play a big fat baby?
No, it didn't.
Then
It
there you
didn't.
go.
There you go. There's my answer.
Oh yeah,
God.
sure,
Trumped
sure.
again.
Coco had that emotional song and the
Yeah.
grandma, oh, boo. But like the Boss Baby had this guy speaking a high pitched voice.
Yeah. Well, these sorts of animations, they're usually funny.
Oh yeah.
They're all why do you think that is rather than a dramatic?
Well,
piece?
didn't you feel the drama when he was trying to get him off the rocket?
I didn't. Okay, I felt a little bit. I got a bit emotional in that bit. I started crying.
Why do they want to be funny? Because Disney is owning the dramatic animated category,
Right, okay.
and DreamWorks has always gone that you're a ripoff of Disney because you spawned from Disney,
Right.
and you on purposely said "fuck you, Disney." When they had movies like Ants and A Bug Life come out at similar times
Right.
and stuff like that, and they have a bunch of those kind of things. Like Shrek, obviously, is pissing on Disney.
And
Yeah.
then when Chicken Little came out, they were trying to rip off DreamWorks.
Yeah, Disney. Yeah, so I feel like their campaign is more to make entertainment for children, and Disney is more like the family. We don't want the mum being there, being like, no,
Yeah.
I want to cry at the Skellingtons.
The Skellingtons. I feel like there should be a dramatic animation. I feel like it'd be
you know
pretty
who
cool.
needs to do a dramatic animated movie?
Who?
Like an animated version of something similar, like Schindler's List. Illumination. They need to have like a dramatic turn.
Yeah.
Like Despicable
To be
Me
fair,
4
to be
needs
fair-
to really step up its game.
I was
Yeah.
about to say we haven't seen Minions, so we don't know.
La 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 minions.
I guess
I remember the day in which my friends at high school took me to Despicable Me 1 in the cinema, and I was like, why am I here?
Yeah, it's a good question. Why am I
remember-
here?
I remember when we looked at the Astor Theatre poster for everything they were playing, and there was a double feature of Minions and To Kill a Mockingbird.
Oh God, double feature.
You pointed that out, right?
Yes, I did.
Both very clever films. Deal with the big issues.
Race. Yeah.
Race. Oh, it's all about race.
I do love in the Minions movie, apparently, they skip over World War II.
Really?
The Minions are minions for evil people,
they've been-
but,
yeah, and
but
they've
it would
been-
be too much if they were Nazis.
Yeah. Minions dressed
So-
up as
so
Nazis.
they're not
they were like frozen or something, or not there, or somewhere else for
Right.
when World War II happened, so that they couldn't be minions of
So, hold on.
Right.
Hitler.
Is that
But they
their-
would have been, is the point.
Oh, they definitely
would
would've
have
been.
Nazis.
So is that their lore? They're not just Steve Carell's character.
No.
They've always been
They're from the prehistoric ages.
Okay.
Oh,
They were
and just
minions
attach
of they were
themselves
minions
to...
of dinosaurs.
Okay, I didn't know that.
They attach
and-
themselves to a villain
Yeah, they attached themselves to the most evil person
at the time.
at the time.
Right.
What if it wasn't Hitler during World War II?
Well, twist. It was FDR, Churchill.
Maybe just some really bad child molesting.
Yeah.
We're watching The Boss Baby, and we went all this time without mentioning child molestation. I was very proud of us.
Very proud, right until
Yeah,
the
I
end.
didn't think of that. Well, it wasn't
Now
about the
let's
film.
now
to be
let's
fair.
bring up that aspect of the movie, the overwhelming sexual aspect. No, there's always a sexual aspect to any kid's property ever because
Sure.
people are gross.
People are gross.
We did
the
talk
end of the
about
day.
the,
Fair, that's-
the animated Simpsons porn.
Yeah.
That
Animated
that
Simpsons
world exists, you
It
know,
does,
where
it
people
does.
are like, let's do Scooby-Doo porn.
Yeah. Has that happened, do you think?
Oh, we've talked
Ryan's
about it.
talked.
Oh, right.
That's
So it
a-
is out there.
That's a live. There's plenty of live action ones of that. There's a friend of ours that's from university who's also named Sam, but it's
Right.
not Sam Petersen. Maybe
Different
it
one.
is.
Maybe
who
it
knows?
could be.
Where
You never asked for his
we
last name.
both realized we had both watched this particular porn parody of Scooby-Doo, where it's like Scooby is missing, so that way they get
Right.
the bestiality aspect out of the way. We don't want that. And Shaggy's investigating and is literally like, "Hey, Daphne, I haven't checked up your skirt yet," and it just goes straight in, like that's it. Now this was very creepy. The babies in their hazmat suits wiping
Yeah.
memories, and it makes you go,
It is like
wow,
Inception.
how many times in my life have babies wiped my memory?
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about that,
I've-
Bartek?
All the time. Yes, all the time. I usually think about that every day.
Bartek's like, I am the baby who does it.
I am the baby.
Yes, but I still think about if it's happened to me.
Yeah, right? Because do you think the babies wipe each other's memories? Like, do you think that this is kind of like some kind of sinister movie?
Yeah.
It's like
Do
to play out the fool your friends to fool your enemies trope. You know, you make yourself lose your memories, so therefore you're even fooling yourself. To an
Yeah.
extent.
Yeah, do you think it's like the TV show Heroes with Zachary Quinto, in which
I've never thought about that before, but yes.
the cheerleader who saves the world, because you remember, save the cheerleader, save the world. Her dad had an assistant whose mutant powers was to wipe memories, and he kept wiping his wife's memories for every time she figured out that he was evil.
Yep.
And it got to the point where she started getting early onset Alzheimer's. Do you think that the creators of this movie created Heroes? Just wanted to put that out there. Do you think Zachary Quinto is the boss baby?
Yes, I do.
Yes.
Yeah, confirmed. Yes, correct. Yes.
I haven't seen
Correct.
Heroes, but wrong. Copy paste.
It's all wrong.
It's wrong.
It's all wrong.
So, Bartek, you've alluded to in the comments, and I feel like since the movie's wrapping up, we need to mention this, the Trump-isms of this movie. Like,
Oh yeah, that was
the
another.
okay.
angry little, baby blonde-haired,
Yeah.
forward comb
Yeah.
boss.
Taking over the
Because
world.
obviously this has a lot of Trump-isms of him being on The Apprentice, where you're like, you're fired.
Yeah, yeah.
Great Trump impression.
Great Trump impression. You've done so many now.
No, I need to do it better. Where the way to do a Trump impression is you have to purse your lips like you've just smelt a wicked shit.
Wicked shit.
A wicked.
How do you have a wicked shit?
Well,
Wicked
yeah.
like cool or wicked like bad?
You-
Evil.
Depends. Depends the shit.
We did a few Trump impressions in our episode on Bride Wars.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So yeah, do you feel like it was all reference to Trump? Like it's all
Yeah,
about...
because you got to remember this came out the year after he was president.
Right,
So do
okay.
you think
So it's
look
a bit of a
the
nod.
gold toilet?
yeah.
Like he's on the top. But
Yeah.
he's all
On top of the
alone.
world.
He's all alone, and
Aren't
he's,
we all
he's
in
upset.
some ways?
He's upset, and yeah, if they make Boss Baby 2, will the baby villain be Kim Jong Un? Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? Do you think they will make a Boss Baby 2? Do you
Well,
think
on IMDb,
yeah.
it says Boss Baby 2 in production. So
And also on Netflix, there's a TV series of it.
yeah,
right?
where it's-
Really?
Well, there's always TV series of DreamWorks things of that variety. I mean, heck, Disney did it too with Emperor's New Groove had a TV series.
right. Same level of animation for Boss Baby on Netflix?
It's slightly lower, but it's same style.
Mm.
Like, it isn't as detailed. It's a bit more smooth and
Yeah.
kind of... But yeah, and Boss Baby is very popular with children.
Right.
Like that TV show and the movies. So yeah, but yeah,
Well, like I said, yeah, year 7s that I spoke to really enjoyed it.
yes, those year 7s. But I did like at the end of the movie to win. He had to write a memo. Because throughout the movie it was a joke that the Boss Baby's idea was to write a memo, to write a note. And in the end, that's what saves the day.
It always does in the end, a memo.
Paperwork?
Paperwork always wins.
Paperwork wins.
That's what I learned
all
from
the
this.
time. See, now he's got green eyes. Earlier he had blue
It's
eyes.
strange. It's very strange to keep mixing
Well,
that up.
you know when you were a kid and your
Yes, I
eyes
do.
kept changing colour?
Yeah, okay, I remember that.
You know, it happened.
I remember that bit.
Changes with your mood.
It happened all the time. And
Yeah.
also, the movie does this nice little back and forth of everyone has a tickle spot.
That's true.
So,
yeah.
Sam, big question. What do you think Bartek's tickle spot is?
The weak spot of his neck.
I think it is actually the neck.
Yeah, really?
Really?
There you go. Look at that. What's yours, Ryan? What?
I think it's my, like, a specific part of my ribs.
A
Yeah.
really specific part of your ribs. But you're not going to tell
Yeah.
us what bit.
Well,
of the
I
ribs.
can't remember. You know when it just happens to you? You're like, that's the spot.
Yeah.
And you can't tickle yourself. I mean, it just
You
doesn't
can't.
work.
Yeah,
No.
you're too
But
sympathetic
Sam,
to yourself.
what about you? What's your tickle spot?
Feet.
I knew it.
Oh, you knew it straight away. That's what. No. Oh God. No. Have you ever tickled a guest's feet before? It's never happened.
I've tickled a guest
Only when
before.
we really like them.
I tickled our
It's a
friend.
big move.
I tickled our friend Chris, who was very ticklish.
Yeah.
Everywhere on his body.
Right.
And he laughs like, and I'm like, yes,
So you got him.
I got him good.
You got him right in the sweet spot.
I got him in the sweetie spot.
The sweetie spot. Never heard
Now,
it referred to
where
as a
do
sweetie
you
spot.
think Donald Trump's tickle spot is?
Oh, the lips. You have to tickle
The
him on the
pursed-out
lips. The pursed out lips.
My immediate response was, "Wow, for him giving oral sex to women must be horrible." But I imagine
He's laughing the whole time.
But I imagine that. But I know for a fact he doesn't give women pleasure.
No.
anyway, So
It's all about Mr.
He would
Trump.
never give them oral sex.
It's
so-
all business with him. All business. No
It's all
pleasure.
business. You know, he's fucking while eating a Big Mac.
Yeah.
He's got to have it.
Well, he doesn't have time.
Did you see, to get relevant, there was a White House dinner and it was all McDonald's.
Really?
it was
Oh, he
stacked
bought
to
all the
stack
burgers for the
McDonald's.
basketball players or something?
No, but it was also like for all the Republican Congress members, and you literally had Republicans walking around, and it's filmed. You can watch this. One of them actually said out loud, "This is a fucking joke."
Yeah.
Wasn't it like
What a
before
cheap dinner?
Before that, like Donald Trump was talking about how like, oh, you know, their favorite food is McDonald's, so we're getting a bunch of burgers or something.
Yeah. But another joke I saw online was in America, there's lots of different places with different style McDonald's outlets. From
Yeah.
when McDonald's first started, they were different outlets. So there's ones that like look like they're in a gazebo, and this,
Yeah.
and then it's like, oh look, here's the one in Washington. Is this a picture of Trump? And then it's like, look, they even hide their own fucking clown.
Oh, do you think it got delivered to the White House, or do you think it
I
was
imagine so.
Yeah,
Could
Uber
you
Eats.
imagine being the McDonald's employees that
that
day
had to
that
go
had to make
the
those?
White House?
That
These
make
are for
those?
Mr. Trump.
And look, the movie's like the strongest shape is no longer a triangle, but a love heart.
Isn't that a love heart? A whittle love heart.
I really wanted the twist to be the strongest shape is actually a square. Because you lock them together.
Yeah,
Like the
yeah.
Lego blocks at the beginning. And then, no, they're like, it's a love heart. And I'm like, you got me
You know-
Oscar-nominated
You got me.
movie.
You know what, Ryan? In centuries past, we've had this thing called ninja stars, but to that,
You mean Ninja Death Stars?
I think to that we have to say wrong.
Wrong. It's all wrong.
Oh, look,
The
they
film is
still
wrong.
shake hands with a fist bump and a
Isn't that
shaking
nice?
hands. It's like...
I've done that with people
It's
before.
like the Blumhouse movie, Get Out.
Yeah, get out.
Where he tries a fist bump
Isn't there
and
a
he
trivia
shakes
point
his
that the
head.
date on
Is
that
when the
thing,
release of the movie
the
was?
release date of the film? Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Which indicates like, oh, the film was set in the past.
Now, would you watch a sequel to The Boss Baby where it's a girl baby boss?
I would absolutely. I
And
think
it's
a good way
about
to mix
office
it up.
place sexism.
Yes,
where,
yes.
You know,
Well, that's more
men don't take women seriously as bosses. They always
That's
call
more-
them bitches. And
Ryan, that's
stuff.
more remake territory.
Who do you think would play the boss lady?
Sarah Silverman.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, and Jimmy Kimmel would not be in it at all, so you'd be happy about that.
no, you would be
You
happy.
get Ellen DeGeneres.
Ellen
DeGeneres would be fantastic.
DeGeneres. We haven't seen her since Coneheads, so that would be great.
About
Oh,
time.
yeah, she was in that.
As,
For one scene.
as swim teacher. no, serious.
That's
if I
her
had to
debut,
cast a female boss baby, I would cast someone with gravitas, Glenn Close.
Gravitas. Oh my God, yeah, Glenn Close.
And then she could do like.
We just think same level as Alec Baldwin.
Yeah, well,
You think Glenn
same
Close
level.
is?
No, same level as Alec Baldwin. You'd have to get a real ball buster like Danny DeVito's wife, Rhea Perlman,
Yeah.
from Cheers.
That's how she's credited as well.
Yeah,
Danny
yeah.
DeVito's wife.
Well, I don't think they're married at the moment. I think they separated, but they're actually
Oh.
together, but they're not married. I think they have the whole rule of we're happier when we're not married.
Yeah.
But we're still like a
separated,
monogamous
yeah.
relationship. But they're like, but the whole label of it's like there was a long relationship between Tim Robbins and Susan Sarandon where they weren't married and yet they
They were happy, and that's all that matters.
I
at the
think
end of
Kurt
the day.
Russell and Goldie Hawn are the exact same as well. But
You know, love is the strongest shape.
no, love is blind.
It is.
So, the movie has unfortunately ended, Sam.
Oh, so sad.
We're going to go into our reviews
Mhm.
and our ratings of our choice. I'll go first. The Boss Baby. Need I say more? No, I don't. We just watched it. We just talked about it. It was pretty great. Maybe the greatest animated movie since Chicken Little.
Wow, that's big. That's big.
It's a big Boss Baby. Big Boss Baby's Day Out. The crossover movie.
Metal Gear Solid.
The crossover of Baby's Day Out and Boss Baby
right.
and the film Big with Tom Hanks.
Yeah, great crossover.
And Zach Baggins is in it because he has a Zoltar machine, which is in Big. If I had to give this movie a rating, because that's just my review, this movie's great. If you haven't watched it, how dare you?
Yeah, it's
I
insulting.
know we talked about it really in depth and gave away all the spoiling plot
Yeah.
twists, but you should still watch it because it's pretty great. If I had to give this film a rating, I'd give it Da Boss, Da Baby out of Da Baby, Da Boss.
That's huge. That's a huge rating.
It's
massive.
It's huge.
Insane. That's
it's huge.
Oscar nominated. That's
It's huge.
It's huge.
Huge. Bartek, let's hear from you.
I hated this film. Wrong!
Wrong. You didn't. You loved.
This film did nothing for the animation industry. Wrong.
Wrong.
This film is not worth watching. Wrong. I love this film.
Wrong.
No.
Oh,
No.
You
correct.
You worship this film.
Right.
Favorite film of all time.
Right, as in R-I-T-E.
Very
write that
clever.
on
Very
Facebook,
clever.
Ryan.
Yeah.
No, I think this is a great film. It does great things for animation. It shows how far the industry has come. It is not the joke that we thought it initially was. It actually is a legitimate film with legitimate messages, legitimate character interactions, legitimate, all these right words.
Legitimate.
If I give this film a rating, the rating I give it is great right.
Great. Right. That's a very
it's like,
good rating.
It's like how, in the film,
The Boss Baby?
No.
Boss Baby.
Kung Pao.
Oh, Kung Pao.
they have-
Everyone's favorite movie.
They
Yeah.
create a new word that means like bad and wrong.
Oh, good, bad, or whatever.
So it's like
Good,
and they
bad.
create,
I don't
and they
think that's
create
a new word.
badong. So this
yeah,
is
badong.
this is great.
Yeah, good, bad, or spelled backwards, or the opposite of that. Gnadab.
Canada.
That's one of my favorite gags of that movie. So,
This
Sam,
is great.
let's hear your review and rating.
I think
For the Boss Baby.
for the Boss Baby. Okay, not for life. It's been okay so far. I liked the film. I liked a lot of it. Didn't like some of it. But I think overall, as a film, I didn't understand why it was an Oscar-nominated film.
But now you've watched
But
it. You
now
do understand.
watch it again, and I'm going to give it 13 out of 10 stars.
That's a lot.
That's a lot, isn't it? That's a lot.
That's
13 out of 10.
Bartek's
The rating
shocked.
for everything. You shook up?
He's
Sorry for
sh-
shaking
I was
you
going
up.
to do a spit take, but I was looking at the
Bartek
microphone.
is so woke.
Yeah, you're woke
I'm
right
awake,
now. I just
yeah.
noticed. I'm awake
I
right
can't
now.
wait for the Boss Baby 3, in which it's a prequel about Jimmy Kimmel as a baby.
Oh my
Boss
god,
Baby
no,
Orange.
you
And
won't be
then
watching that.
he's the voice of it, and Bartek's like, "This is me."
Yeah,
movie."
yeah.
And Matt Damon's his older brother.
Great. That's clever. That's so clever.
It's because it's a reference.
It's a
And Jimmy
reference.
Fallon laughs.
The whole time.
He laughs like Tommy Wiseau. So Bartek, you have gathered some comments
Yes.
and reviews from the interwebs.
Yes. Confessions of the commenters, as it were.
Thank you so much.
Yes. We've been podcasting this and with this longer than you, so you should thank us for originating your idea.
You certainly did.
Thank you very much, Ryan and Bartek. No problem, Sam.
Right.
What the? So,
Have you got some what those?
give us,
came out of nowhere.
Rove McManus. So, Bartek, give us some what those from the internet.
All right. The first comment that I've gathered, these are from the trailer for the film.
Oh god!
Because when you just look up Boss Baby on YouTube, there's a lot of compilations that are being aimed at kids, and it was
is it
very
from the
weird
kids'
for a while.
YouTube again?
It feels, you know what, right? It feels like they're trying to latch onto that culture, because I remember when the film came out 2 years ago, I got a lot of, for some reason, recommendations to watch these weird compilations.
Right.
Like Elsa makes Spider-Man pregnant with the Joker watching.
Yeah. What the?
What the?
Anyway, the first comment from the trailer is, "It's funny because babies aren't usually bosses." And there's a response.
That's true.
"Thanks for pointing this out. I was under the impression that babies are usually bosses."
Smart ass. I don't think they were being serious.
I think they were.
Yeah,
I think
okay.
that was a baby that wrote that. They
Baby
were
that
like,
wrote that.
"Whoa,
Yeah.
what?
Whoa, what?
The
I'm
next-
not a boss."
Okay, this is news to me.
Wow, I can write.
The next comment is, "This seems like it'll actually be funny." And then they do a little smiley face with the carrot, lowercase u carrot.
A carrot?
Like the Shift 6 thing.
Oh, okay.
Like the power of symbol.
Power of. Okay.
yes.
Yeah. Cool.
Yes.
Cool face.
A little
they
bit
have.
more of a Japanese kind of looking smiley face.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice of them.
How nice of them. So multicultural.
Is it bad that I would watch this?
It's not bad at all.
It's not bad at all.
If that's bad, I don't want to know what's good.
There is a response to this question.
No, of course there is.
Depends on who or what you are. Oh,
Who
and your
writes
age.
that?
Oh, and your pervert factor.
Your pervert factor.
And your parents' permission. And availability. And price. And your internet. Oh, and you.
What an annoying person.
Oh, Sam. You must have wrote that one. Right?
I did. Yeah.
Very sassy. Way too mature to think this was awesome. Ashamed, but I have to watch this.
Why?
Ashamed.
Why do you...
Ashamed.
Like they're like, I have to. I'm handcuffed.
I have to. I've got no choice.
I'm handcuffed to it. Like, I mean, I woke up in the Saw scenario.
Yeah.
It's either chop off my foot or watch this.
I
and
wish I
boy,
didn't
that
have to watch
foot,
this.
Boy, that foot has to go.
And the last comment that I've gathered from YouTube is a full comment chain, because I thought it was very nice and wholesome.
And that means it's
Lovely.
got to be grotesque.
No,
Yeah, it's gonna be
I mean that
disgusting.
actually genuinely. The initial comment is, "With the doorbell ring. Anyways, movie looks great for me and my fam."
Aww.
And the first response is from themselves, indicating that the first word was meant to be wide.
Oh, wide.
Makes sense.
Wide the doorbell ring.
Wide.
That improved it.
And the main responder of this chain says, "Because the doorbell rung, and I think this is in the Storks universe."
The film The Storks, yes.
Oh, okay. I
It's a
thought they meant that they were
crossover.
stalking them.
And
No.
This is in the Storks universe.
And the initial commenter is like, okay, didn't see that movie yet, so no spoilers, please.
Plus. That does sound like me.
And the main responder just says, "Well, hope you like the movie." And then
That's sweet.
Yeah, and then another responder
And
comes
then an
in
outsider comes
Yeah,
in.
yeah, yeah.
That's like, let
Oh,
me
God.
piss on
and
this
says
toilet.
XD lol.
Oh, what a great comment. It's worthwhile.
And the initial
Glad they came in.
and the initial commenter responded to this by asking, "What does XD mean?"
That's true.
What
What does
did
it
they
mean?
answer?
Really? What
And
does it
then
mean?
the main responder comes back and says, "It's a facial expression like laughing."
Oh, like laughing. I've heard
And
of
then
laughing.
the-
I
and
thought
then-
it was when you're doing a shit, like, oh,
And then the initial
Sounds like
commenter
that.
responds with, "Oh, okay."
yeah.
That was the end of it.
That's
Oh, okay.
It
While
was wholesome.
while we're talking, we got the post-credit Marvel stinger at the end where the guy tells us to leave. Just wanted to
Isn't
point
that
out.
funny? In a
Yeah,
cinema, told us to leave.
I XD.
Get out.
I XD.
I XD'd big time.
What does XD mean?
Oh, it's like a laughing expression face.
Oh, okay.
So Bartek, anything else?
Yes, I've gathered 2 shorter reviews from IMDb.
Now the thing, Sam, is IMDb is great because no one monitors these people, so
Right.
they just have unfiltered
Left to their own
opinions.
devices.
Yes.
Oh yes, like Tyler Lee.
They
Joel.
can do anything they want.
Yes,
The
except for
gloves
have
are off.
message boards now.
Yeah, that was sad.
I miss message boards on IMDb because no one would monitor them. Like
Right.
one of them was a movie where
The Tuxedo?
it was like, my dad's truck is in this movie. It's in this scene here, and then someone's like, no, it isn't. That's a lie.
Oh, wrong.
Wrong.
And I remember when we did
Boy Next Door.
No. It was the Christmas film.
Christmas with the Cranks.
No. The previous one. Deck the Halls. I found like someone wanted to really beat up a character in the film. And
Oh,
like,
God, get
I
mad
was
about
in the Navy or the Marines or something, and I'd mess this guy up if he came up to me or something like that.
Beat up a fictional
Well,
character.
Let's hear these 2 short reviews you've gathered for us. young
The
man.
first one is titled Sauce,
like
the tomato sauce.
Oh.
Sauce.
yes, I was gonna say, have they either sourced information or have they put source on the information?
Yes, Sauce. SAUCE.
Saucy.
It is from the 28th of April 2017, and they do not give a rating.
Right.
Must be a 10.
Well,
Always.
in the
13,
review,
13 out of
in the
10.
review itself, they do give a rating,
Okay.
but on the title, they don't.
you have to
any
read
star
on to
rating.
I
find
do
out.
not like the sound of the fact that you're like, oh, in the review they do, indicating it's not a 10. Must be in the 13. Go on.
You don't like that. It starts with a quote.
Good. Is it from the movie?
Just a quote.
Calm yourself, Bartek. Breathe in the quotes.
Get lost in the sauce, my mother always told me. But alas, and this is in all caps, I had no sauce to get lost in. Then, in all caps again, one afternoon I saw the trailer for Boss Baby. And I got a head rush.
From the lack
From the
of
source.
From the source.
I had to see this movie. I saw it once and had to end up giving up most of my possessions in a yard sale because
Who
I
is this freak?
because I ended up accumulating my total $50.7 million in the box office the first day.
What is this?
God, this movie is a classic. My only complaint was no Adam Sandler. He is a comedy genius.
That's true. It did not have Adam
But
Sandler.
that is my review, 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. The lack of Adam Sandler should bring that down to 9 out of 10.
What was that? What the
It's a stream of consciousness.
Well, Ryan, as my mum said, get lost in the sauce.
Yeah, my mum's always said that too. I can relate to that.
Go on. Give me the next one. The fact that you left that one as the first one must mean the second one has some hook
To
to
be
it.
fair, I just listed in the order I found them.
Oh boy. Hit us in the loincloth.
The next one is
Don't
called...
get lost in the sauce though, okay?
Do not. Now, while you're down there.
The next one is called I Love This One! Exclamation
Oh,
mark.
lovely.
So it's a 1 out of 10, yeah?
It is from the 23rd of May 2017, and it's, again, a no-rating one.
Righto.
Must be a 10 out of 10.
Always.
Imagine if you have a baby brother like that. I mean, wow, right?
Yeah.
Wow, right?
If having
I
a...
said when I
Hold
watched
on,
it.
Bartek. I'm imagining.
Wow, right?
Well, it wasn't a
Well, hold on.
question, but yeah.
No, it's a statement. Like,
Yeah.
I have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, right? Okay.
Wow, right?
If having a baby brother like that, I could sick with his crying.
Yes?
Because he'd take your parents away from you, but
That's
but as you know, exclamation mark,
As you know.
you will love him when having a chance to prove yourself to the baby brother that
Absolutely.
you loved him with all your heart. Because, and this is in quotes, there's plenty of love for everyone.
No 10 out of 10 at the end?
No.
I'll just
No,
write
10 out
that.
of 10. Yeah, 10 out of 10. Edit it.
10.
Can you edit the comment? 10 out of 10.
It's a
There was
Word
a
document.
reviewer
so-
once who gave their phone number at the end to
Oh,
phone
wow.
them up to tell them if you think differently.
Yeah,
Oh, God. That's asking for a world of trouble.
yeah, there are
So
some.
they lived in like the Caribbean.
Yeah, we've had some people who like advertise their website or like read my other reviews.
Or it's
Wow,
like,
right?
email me at this if you disagree, motherfucker. and
Take
then
me
I
on.
email them and it bounces back because it's like a big pond email. One of them was from 1997. It's like, email me this. It's like, bounce back.
So it was the latest technology. Yeah.
So, the episode is coming to a close. Thank you so much, Bartek, for finding those comments on the interweb. Thank you, DreamWorks, for making The Boss
Thank
Baby.
you, DreamWorks.
Sam, thank you for being the boss, da baby.
Thank you for having me as the boss to baby.
Where can people find your podcast?
On all the regular places, on Spotify, it's on Apple Podcasts, it's Confessions of the Idiots. So
Yeah, and the
bloody listen.
picture is of you looking very seductive as a priest.
as a priest, yeah.
And the one thing I thought when I saw Sam, other than he's a Boss Baby fan, was sexually attracted priest. That's what I thought.
That's what
I
people
thought-
always say.
Boing.
Boing, love it.
It was also a noise that my body made.
Yeah,
boing.
We know your pervert factor.
Whoa.
Whoa, wow,
so,
right?
that's that. We covered The Boss Baby, the greatest film ever made. You can find us on all the same podcast platforming sites. Give us the reviews and share us like a virus. Or if you're a boss baby, put us on that image that you have on your computer screen of what people
that's
love as a
nice.
podcast, and make us better than Sam's podcast.
Yeah, make them better.
I mean, yeah, we can't.
It's not hard.
Yeah, we can't get Sam Neill, but we got Sam Petersen.
Different Sam.
Maybe it is Sam Neill.
Who
in a
knows?
mask.
Such a good actor.
That's what I always thought. So until next time, my listening people, and Bartek's listening people, and then maybe future listening people of Sam over here, remember to be kind to each other.
No, wait, that's right.